Alongside Jared Hines, I'm Rick Watson. Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Big crowd here on hand. Blacksburg and William Fleming for the third straight time here on this field. The battle, the royal blue and gold. They wear the exact colors. Fleming will be wearing the all home unis, if you will, the dark jerseys with the dark pants, gold numbers, the royal blue helmet with WF on either side. Blacksburg wears the road whites here at home. Royal blue pants and numbers, the royal blue helmets with the gold stripe and the gold face mask. Blacksburg won the kick, and they'll be receiving it from left to right. Josh Sales back deep, along with Kevin Gregory, be flanked on the left side by Joe Turley. The kicker for William Fleming is Troy Dempsey, and he's got the ball lined up and ready to go at the 40-yard line. And we are underway here on this Monday night from Bill Brown Stadium. It's a high end-over-end kick taken by Sales at the 5 to the 10, running to his left, 15-20, breaks the tackle, 25-30, still going across the 35-40, plowing ahead to about the 43. A return of 38 yards for Josh Sales. Terrific effort. Darrell Stone finally brought him down, but that's a good way to start for the Bruins.
A lot of reaching and grabbing going on that William Fleming kickoff team. Didn't look like they were too excited about trying to tackle number 3 there. That's a kid that's going to have a big game tonight, Rick, for us to have any chance of winning this football game. He's the best athlete on our offense, and we have to find ways to get the ball in the hands of Josh Sales.
Fleming runs a 5-man front. They run a 5-3, sometimes a 5-2-4. They'll switch it up. Again, one of the fastest teams in the entire area.
Going with a little double wing.
Double wing, a la what Cave Spring's been doing here in 2004. And we have a penalty flag thrown on the very first snap. Josh Sales took the pitch to the right, but this will probably go against the home team. Or check that, the visiting team, Blacksburg Bruins.
It's either going to be offsides or illegal formation.
Oh, they're going to say that Fleming had lined up in the neutral zone. So another break for the Bruins. This will move up the field 5 yards. So it'll be a 1st and 5 forthcoming from the 48-yard line here tonight from Bill Brown Stadium.
So right off the get-go, we see something different employed by Dave Christ. 2 wing backs, 2 tight ends, and 2 wing backs. 2 wing backs to the same side of the formation, trying to get the man advantage over here on the right side. Here we go again, same formation.
1st and 5 at the 48-yard line. Ball directly in the middle of the field for the senior quarterback, Daniel Smith. He brings him, sets it under center, calls out the signals, and tosses to Sales. Same play, looking to get the corner. He does, 50. He's across the Fleming 45, all the way down to the 42. He needed 5, and he picked up 10 on 1st down. Tackle was made finally on the near side by Dwayne Priest, the left cornerback.
2 wing backs set to the right, and Rick, the tight end, our right tight end, was also flexed. He was about 3 yards away from the right tackle. They ran toss sweep to the right and had Fleming outnumbered.
No huddle attack. Ball's on the near hash mark. There's the double wing set on the left side. Timmy Plemons is one of those backs. The other is Derek Doss. Same play to the wide side of the field, and this time Fleming will spread it out and drop Sales right at the line of scrimmage. He was finished off on the play by E.J. Webb, a 5'11", 200-pound junior. 2nd down and 10.
2 plays, 2 sweeps, trying to go wide here against Fleming, trying to utilize the speed of Josh Sales, trying to match speed versus speed. We might lose if we try that the rest of the night. I don't know. We might want to try it up inside the tackles here and make Fleming tackle. 1st
minute of action. Double wings now on the right. That is the wide side of the field. Sales the single setback. Double tight end. They're going to toss it to Josh. He's looking to cut it up at the 40. And again, that's just too much speed. You cannot run wide consistently on this defense. There's Darrell Gresham, the UVA commitment. And now, Jared, it's 3rd down and 10.
You know what this is? I think this is the anti-Darrell Gresham offense. They want to stay out of that middle and stay away from him, so they're trying to run the perimeter. And that time he was able to play off a block and get over there and make the tackle for, I think, about a yard loss.
So they haven't gained anything on 2 running plays after the 13-yard gallop by Sales. 10:25 to go. 3rd down and 10, and this is the first obvious passing situation for the Bruins, and Smith will be lined up in the shotgun at the 47, flanked by Plemons. They've got trips out to the left. That's 3 receivers. Turley's in the slot. On the near side is Peter DeSalvo, matched up one-on-one with Steve Robertson. Smith takes a snap, rolls out to the left, and the ball is thrown incomplete between 2 receivers on the far side, Will Matthews and Joe Turley. 4th down and 10 from the 42, and it looks like a punting situation for the Bruins.
Little half roll to the right there from Daniel Smith. He was unable to get his shoulders turned to the line of scrimmage and kind of slung that ball out, intended for Will Matthews, incomplete. And if anything positive from that drive, Rick, it looks like we're going to win the field position battle drive of the game.
Do not kick it to number 23 wearing the blue uniform tonight. He's the most dangerous return man, Coach Chris said, that he's seen in the last 5 or 6 years. And he stands on his 5, awaiting the kick of Josh Sales, and Josh will kick it through the end zone. Very smartly done on the line drive, and now Fleming's going to have it first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. They counter from right to left. 2 minutes gone by, still no score in the football game.
I'd rather see Josh Sales kick that ball angle out of bounds instead of just straight kicking it in the end zone. Coach Chris might be as scared that Sales might shank one for a short punt, but I'd rather see that ball kicked angled out of bounds than just kick straight into the end zone. Of course, it's still a gain of about 20 yards. Fleming's going to take over at their own 20.
So here comes DeRay Hicks, the terrific senior quarterback. He's been starting since he's a sophomore, and he's got a lot of running backs, a whole posse back there that he can go to. You're going to see Miwan Curtis, Dwayne Priest. They've got Jerome Fleming, all sorts of fellows that can get it done for them. And looks like starting out in the backfield, you're going to have a shotgun by Hicks. He'll be flanked on the right side by Priest. 3 receivers to the right. They're going to hand it off to Priest straight up the middle. Nothing doing. The ball came out. Herbie Hypes made the hit, and the Bruins recover at the 18-yard line. Hypes got in there, stripped the football. I think Nick Green was the one who covered it up, but the play was made by Herbie. So a big break in this football game. The first turnover goes to the Bruins.
They've been the heart and soul of this football team for the last 2 weeks, and Herbie Hypes comes up with a big defensive play. First play out of the gate for Fleming. They try the inside handoff out of the shotgun formation. Hypes crossed the face of his man, recovered the fumble. Blacksburg with excellent field position.
17-yard line. You have to take advantage of this. Daniel Smith looks over. On the near side, he's got Plemons as the sole receiver. It's a very tight split backfield. Different formations here, 2 tight ends, and it's going to be Sales on the left side. Quick hitter. He's inside the 5, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Blacksburg Bruins.
Boy, I tell you, Rick, great job by Scott McKee. Number 67 on his base block, sealed his man and allowed Josh Sales to make that run. The thing you tell your running backs, Rick, is the first couple yards of the offensive linemen's, and anything you get past that is yours, and he made a man miss and bounced it to the outside after that great block by McKee and scored 6. Big psychological advantage.
Will Matthews to attempt the extra point out of the hold of the quarterback, Daniel Smith. Ball is down at the 10, kick is up, and it is good. 9:48 to go in the quarter. You couldn't have scripted it any better for the Bruins. They take advantage of the Fleming fumble. 1 play later, a 17-yard gallop into the end zone by Sales. Blacksburg up 7-0. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the kick after this. You're listening to Bruins football here on WSNR.
You'll never have to stop and ask for directions.
And you'll be helping a busload of people. And when you pass by, everyone will stop and take notice.
If you are at least 20 years of age,
Have a good driving record, and are interested in working for the best transit system in Virginia,
visit our website at www.vtransit.org or give us a call at 961-1185.
Blacksburg Transit, we're your bus line.
So the Bruins force a turnover, something they did last year in the regular season game 5 times against this Fleming bunch. And they take it in a different formation. You have those backs lined up about 1.5 yards behind the quarterback in a split formation. A little dive play by Sales. He bounced it outside to the left and galloped into the end zone, and it's 7-0 Bruins. They don't look like they've had a 16-day layoff. They look fresh and ready to go. Now Matthews will kick it back to the Colonels from the 40.
I'll tell you what they look like. They look like a team that played with no emotion at Graham. They've come out here ready to go tonight.
Short kick by the up man Fleming, and they've dropped the football again. This time it was Chuck Akers who went back to fall on it, the 47. That kick bounced at about the 30-yard line, and Akers picked it up, and now they're saying Blacksburg's got it. There was a battle going on across the way. Fleming never came out of there with it, and Jared, it squirted out at the last second before Akers was down. And I believe it was Matthews, the kicker, who came away at the football.
Fleming a little loose, a little undisciplined with the football here so far tonight, and that might prove big dividends for our offense if we can keep this going. So far, Fleming with 1 offensive play in the first 2 minutes of the football game.
Amazing. 7-0. The Bruins now have a 48-yard field. From left to right they work. 2 consecutive turnovers by the Colonels. Looks like the changing of sight so far hasn't gone to their liking. Sales straight up the middle will be cut down after a 1-yard gain. He took it from the 48 to the 47. Miwan Curtis came up from a safety spot along with Priest. Second down, and we'll call it 8 from about the 47-yard line.
Ran the kick out play at the left defensive end there for Fleming. That was Eric Simon. Good job of standing his ground to stop Blacksburg for only a 2-yard gain.
So the Bruins already up 7-0, trying to take advantage of another Fleming mistake. Coach Smith was so disappointed at what happened the final 3 minutes up in Dublin against the Cougars, as the Colonels felt like they let one get away from them. I formation, out to the left is Flemings. It's a toss to the short side. They're going to throw a tailback pass. Sales looking for Flemings, and the ball's thrown inside and incomplete at the 12. Nice coverage on the play. Running with Clemens step for step was Javante Ashford, a senior cornerback. It's 3rd and 8.
Well, Ashford definitely playing pass all the way there. He did not bite on the sweep fake from Sales. He was worried about covering his man and did an excellent job of it. Had he got his head around, Rick, that might have been picked off.
7-0 Bruins. Coach Chris trying some different formations. We had a double wing look, a very tight split backfield for the touchdown. Trips to the near side. Sales, Clemens, and Matthews. Out to the left is DeSalvo. Sales will be in the slot. Daniel Smith talking to his receivers on the near side. Now he's going to be under center. Now he's going to call timeout because I think he wanted to get the call from Coach Chris. He never really received what he was looking for. So the Bruins have to burn one here. And, you know, talk about the timeout situation. Something we didn't touch on is we'll keep it right here, Jared. What happened before the first half ended up in Bluefield, still hanging over this team. Indeed, they did have 2 timeouts remaining at the end of the game. I talked about it with Coach Chris, and he just kind of shrugged and said, you know, that was just a combined effort. We didn't communicate on the sidelines. You remember Blacksburg had a 1st and goal at the 7 with 25 seconds. Nobody ever called timeout. It ran down to 3 seconds, and then they decided to forego the field goal attempt. And then on the play before the end of halftime, the pass was incomplete. You go in with no points when you should have been able to top the football game.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. They don't give you money back for taking timeouts to the locker room with you, and we did not do a very good job of clock management down at Graham, and it cost us any shot at points. And, you know, that was really disheartening for our defense. The way they played that first half and the way they held Graham and stayed on the field the entire first half to come away with no points, not even a field goal, was very disheartening.
After the timeout, 3rd down and 8, same formation. Shotgun by Smith. He stands on his own 48. Clemens flanks him. 3 receivers to the near. On the roll, Smith's going to fire it, and through the hands of Matthews, it would have been well short of the first down by about 4 yards as he'd gotten in front of the cornerback Jackson, but the pass will fall incomplete. 4th down in another punting situation, and that means the very dangerous Miwan Curtis will retreat back to his 10-yard line.
I would have run too had I been Daniel Smith, number 77, 5'10", 320. Mike Dow chasing me from behind. Nose tackle made some penetration there, forced Smith to roll a little bit farther than he actually wanted to.
And he wears that 320 very well. I mean, he's not just a big, bulky kid. That kid's got some muscle to him. Now the whistle is blown before the snap of the football. I'm not sure what this is about. They are standing right on top of the football, the 2 officials getting together. Procedure against Blacksburg. And this will give Curtis a better opportunity to maybe return this kick, as Robertson will join him back there. Now they're going to step up to about the 20-yard line. So that could be a very costly penalty. The Bruins have forced 2 turnovers already. They've taken advantage of the first. And now Josh will go back to his 37. And they're setting up a return, and why not? With the dangerous Curtis. And here's a high kick. They kick it away from him. It's Robertson at the 20. He fumbles momentarily, picks it up, and will be down at the 25. Pretty good coverage by the Bruins. Streaking down the field was Andrew Bibbins, 5'6" junior. So Fleming looks a little jittery so far, Jared. And they had the football at the 25-yard line. Last 2 times they've had it, they've given it up. Let's see what happens the 3rd time.
That right there was extremely close to being their 3rd, well, it wouldn't have been a turnover, but their 3rd miscue of the game, as that punt was bobbled and was up for grabs, and the returner finally corralled it. Spread offense here. Hicks, the only man in the backfield.
And he'll run it out of this formation more often than not. He stands on his 20. There's the snap. 3-step drop's going to throw it out in the flat to Curtis. trying to create. He does. 30, 35. Look at his speed. Far sideline 40. Breaks a tackle 45, 50. Never went down and carries the football all the way out to midfield. A 25-yard pickup. That was just a little flare out in the flat, and that's why you let your best athlete just go out and do what he does best, and that's make people look foolish trying to tackle him.
Well, it's a one-man screen, sort of like a toss sweep the hard way. Joe Turley had flat coverage there and was not able to get out there. They swung the pass out there to the tailback, Curtis, and he was able just to run it like a sweep. Picked up a good block from his receiver.
5 receivers yet again. Hicks will stand on his 45 out of the shotgun. 7 defensive backs for the Bruins. Hicks is flushed out. He's going to run it. No, he's going to throw it deep down the field. Robertson, 10-5 touchdown. What field vision by the senior quarterback, and how quickly they can hurt you. DeRay Hicks flushed out of the pocket, Jared. It looked like he was just going to turn it up and run for about 10 yards. He stopped on a dime in front of 2 oncoming Bruin defenders and threw the ball down the field. Robertson was 10 yards behind the secondary.
Well, it's good field vision there from Hicks. That's a thing you teach your quarterbacks, is when you're rolling out and you're under pressure, keep your eyes down the field and be prepared to throw the football. Tim Clemens lost containment, lost coverage as he tried to come up and was going to stop Daniel Hicks or DeRay Hicks and let the man get behind him for a touchdown.
Dempsey's extra point try is high and true. Wow, electrifying start to this one. 8:13 on the clock, 7s across the board. We'll come back for the kick after this. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on WFNR.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
All it takes is a little know-how. Curiosity. The key to a lifetime of discovery.
Kids will go to mighty great lengths to impress you.
Kids know what's cool. Good thing you don't have to. Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Until next time.
Dempsey to kick it back to the Bruins from the 40, from right to left, and it's a low-line drive that's bouncing around, and it's going to be picked up. A smart play there by the sliding Grant Duncan just to cover it up with the oncoming Colonels charging in on him. 40-yard line, 60-yard field, so the Bruins score quickly after a Fleming turnover. And you can see what happens, Jared, when this offense can hang on to the football. What a great decision and arm strength by DeRay Hicks to hit Robertson on the 50-yard touchdown.
Well, with the kind of speed and athletes that William Fleming has, they're a quick strike offense. They can score from anywhere on the field. Problem on that play was Tim Clemens back at safety started to come up to play the run, and DeRay Hicks hadn't crossed the line of scrimmage, and he let the receiver get behind him some 30 yards down the field. You just can't do that.
Now Blacksburg's going to spread the field. 2 receivers to either side. Flanking the quarterback Smith will be Robert Jennings from the 35 out of the gun. Daniel rolls to his left, being pursued, and throws it away because charging in on him was Isaiah Gears, 6'1", 190, a senior, and their quickest defensive lineman. A great athlete. Gears was an offensive player until this year, and they're utilizing the losses they had up front with a young man like that, and you saw how quickly he got on Daniel Smith to force the quick throw.
Well, 2 passes there so far from Blacksburg, both half rolls. Actually 3 passes, all 3 half rolls that time. Daniel Smith rolling to his left. That's a hard ball to throw, and I keep saying that week after week. It's hard to throw, especially for a high school guy, going to his left, trying to throw about a 12-yard out.
Smith brings him set. There's the double wing look on the left side. Sells the single setback. 2nd down and 10. Smith now 0 of 3 to start the game, and it sails straight up the middle. He's got a first down, or near the first down, as he was knocked down at the 50 by Priest. Going to depend on the spot, and he might be about half a yard shy, so it's 3rd and a half yard coming. Nice penetration up front by the Blacksburg front 5.
Good interior blocking that time again from our offensive line. You can rest assured they got challenged over the last couple of weeks after their performance at Graham and lack of emotion and the lack of just flat-out good old-fashioned blocking that they did not do versus the G-men. Josh Sales that time started left, saw the gap open back to his right, made a good cut, and he may have picked up the first down. Looks to be a little short.
Going to bring the chains all the way across the field. 8:02 to go. And we already have 14 points on the board, and it will be a first down as the nose of the football will move the sticks for the Bruins, and they needed that after the quick touchdown pass. And now William Fleming is going to call a timeout, and it looks like the head coach, Keith Smith's going to go out and talk something over with his defense. So We will step out for 30 seconds. 8:02 to go. 7-7 is our score. We're back with more after this. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
Mrs. Abruzzo, I'm here with the Neighborhood Watch.
Yes!
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm signing up people for the Neighborhood Watch.
You've made our dreams come true. You have your cameras here? Where are you going, Mr. McMahon?
I'm going to
Ed?
check with the lady next door. Yeah,
Are you going to get the check?
Start a Neighborhood Watch. It's just one of the many ways you can help make America stronger. To find out how, call or log on for this free guide.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Blacksburg running the ball very well. They've carried it 6 times for 41 yards. Fleming, 75 yards all through the air. Hicks has accounted for all 75 with a terrific throwing arm. 2 turnovers by Fleming, also a big stat. And Blacksburg's had the football all but 25 seconds. It took Fleming 25 seconds to even the score on that last possession. First down for the Bruins. The ball's across the 50. First down and 10 coming up. 8:02 to go. Rick Watson, Jared Hines here with you for this special Monday night edition of Blacksburg Bruins football. Offset I formation. Turley in the backfield along with number 23. That's Robert Jennings. And now he lines up as a wing back. They're going to toss it out to Turley on the left side. He cuts it back inside and will be brought down after maybe a yard. Lateral pursuit. It was Gresham and Priest. Second down and 9 to really make Turley pay for trying to cut it back and find some running room.
Nice job there by strong safety Dwayne Priest coming up and making the hit at the line of scrimmage. They tried to go with the quick pitch to Turley to give Josh Sales a little bit of a break, and he could not get around the corner. Josh Sales on the sideline with his helmet off over here, Rick, grabbing some water. We really need him in the game. I hope that he does not have some kind of a minor injury.
And he struggled mightily, as is the entire running game on the road. Sales was just 12 carries for 10 yards against the G-men after over a 100-yard performance against Giles. Second down and 9, shotgun by Smith. He catches, rolls out to the left, stands, fires, and his receiver fell down. Matthews at the 35. Pretty good coverage on the play by the Colonels. A couple defensive backs were in the area, so it's third down and 8.
Boy, Matthews made a good cut and was open and just lost his footing. That would have been a big play there. Daniel Smith put the ball where it had to be, rolling to his left, and Matthews just unlucky and fell down.
Daniel Smith now, we mentioned 7 of 29 in Bluefield, starts out this game 0 for 4, throwing the football.
But you have to be put in situations that are going to give you a chance to complete passes. So far, he has not been.
Rolling him out to his left, trying to throw on the run against this speed. Play comes in late from Turley.
Turley
Jennings and Turley in the backfield. Yeah, he's the tailback. Sales still out, as Jared mentioned a moment ago. Clements, the sole receiver. Straight drop, heavy pressure, and throwing it nicely on the flat is Jennings, catching it. That was a great throw by Smith. And it's going to be near a first down at the 40. Heavy pressure. That was Jerome Fleming. He put a helmet right into the chest of Daniel Smith. He made a great effort just to jump, throw it up for grabs, and that was a great catch by Jennings, and looks like they're going to have to measure again.
Man, you saw the closing speed there of Darrell Gresham, though, didn't you? Jennings had a wide open field out in front of him. Smith put the ball right where it needed to be. He turned around, and all of a sudden Gresham was on him like white on rice. But he picked up the first down anyway.
So it is a first down right at the 40. Beautiful reaction by Smith. His first completion came at a cost, though. He took a big hit.
High percentage pass, Rick. High percentage pass.
Lemons to the near side. There's that tight split formation again. 2 backs, Jennings and Sales. Same formation they scored their touchdown. And it's going to be Sales on the left side. This time Fleming all over. Gresham there to lead the charge along with Isaiah Gears. Gain of a couple. Second and 8 coming up from the 38-yard line. 6:25 to go.
It looks like Coach Smith has his linebackers in there now for Fleming playing. When Blacksburg goes to that split backfield, they have a linebacker hat keyed on each back, and if that back comes at you, you immediately get up and fill the hole, and I think that's what happened that time. They saw Josh Sales head straight ahead, so the linebacker on his side, which I believe was Gresham, came and met him in the hole. It might have been Webb, actually, met him in the hole and stopped him for a short gain.
Smith brings him set, being very deliberate coming out of the huddle. Double wings on the left. Sales the sole setback. Ball's on the far hash mark. Second down and 8 from the 38. There's the snap. It's Sales straight up the middle, trying to reverse field. You can't do that against this defense. He gets a yard to the 37-yard line. Combining to make the stop, E.J. Webb and Eric Simon. You know, you can't sit there and think about running east-west. You got to turn it up, go north-south as quickly as you can. You give these guys time to catch up with you. They don't miss.
You see a lot of teams in the National Football League run plays similar to that, where the quarterback runs back and hands the ball to the tailback deep in the backfield. The tailback looks to see which way his offensive linemen have turned the defense, and he makes a cut accordingly. Sale's just unable to make the cut quick enough that time. He cut to the correct side, which was the right side, but he just was not able to be quick enough to pick up any much positive yardage.
Another passing down, you would think. Two receivers out to the left, Matthews and Fleming. Smith going to be flanked by Jennings and Sales, putting four receivers in the flat. They look right, throw it down the middle. The ball's lofted too high, but caught anyway. Oh, mercy, what a great leaping catch by the tight end, Aubrey Grant. He just got moved to that position last week, and it's first and goal at the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
Aubrey Grant did what you teach receivers to do. He went up and got the ball at its highest point. Miwan Curtis shows exactly why he is not a receiver, and he's playing in the defensive secondary, because that ball went right through his hands and Grant just stole it.
Looked like Aubrey had no chance. The ball was thrown so high, but he just leaped up, made a terrific effort, and Blacksburg's in business. Well, he's 6'3", and he used every bit of it to haul it in. First and goal from the 4. Out of the eye they work. Sales looking for his second touchdown. Will be cut down at the 2. Second and goal coming up. Curtis in on the stop for William Fleming.
You know, that's a good, smart throw by Daniel Smith, Rick. So what if that ball's picked off? That was third and long. Would have been exactly like a punt had Curtis picked it off. So, you go ahead and throw that football.
Nice fake, too. He looked to the right. Got the safety over. One of the two safeties. They run two safeties, a free safety and a strong safety in this 5-man look up front. And you get one guy to the middle of the field, at least one-on-one for your tall tight end, Aubrey Grant, against the smaller defensive back. Split backs, Turley and Jennings. Second and goal. Ball at the 2. Smith's going to keep it. Quarterback sneak, and did he get it in? I think maybe he did. Yep, touchdown. Daniel Smith from 2 yards out, and the Bruins lead it by a score of 13-7.
I didn't want to walk on top of you, but man, I was sitting here thinking, God, the quarterback sneak is wide open, because those linebackers are keyed in on those split backs, and Smith had a little gap there right over center and was able to execute and get down low and get in the end zone. A totally different team that we saw at Graham 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you give Coach Chris 16 days. He's going to be ready for the next opponent, regardless of who it is. Now the extra point by Matthews out of the hole to Smith, and it is good. 3:51 to go. We're off to a great start in this one. 14-7 Bruins. We're back to the kick. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
So, son, what'd you do in school today?
Well, first I went to spelling, and then that was over. And then study hall, and then that was over. And then it was lunchtime, so I went to lunch. And then I ate it, and then lunchtime was
The less
over.
art
Then
kids
we had
get,
recess, and then that
the
was
more it
over,
shows.
And school was over, and now I'm here.
Are yours getting enough?
Sounds like yesterday.
Art. Ask for more.
Well, the Blacksburg Bruins have put up 14 points against William Fleming. They lead it by 7. Matthews kick high, very short. Miwan Curtis will run up at the 23, far sideline. 25-30, he's bottled up, splits through a double team. Look at him go to the 38. He had two guys there ready to bring him down. He broke the tackle. So they're going to spot it at the 37, first down and 10 for the William Fleming Colonels, once again looking at a 7-point deficit.
Curtis, just a little scat back type of player, just got down low and kept the feet churning. He was stopped as it was right when he caught the football and just kept his feet moving and broke a tackle and picked up some yardage. Rick, exactly what you wanted. If you were Dave Christ right there, you ate up a lot of clock on that offensive drive and you scored a touchdown. Couldn't have scripted it any better.
Again, the spread offense, 4 receivers out in the pattern, trips to the near side. Hicks in the shotgun, Priest in the backfield. Hicks takes the snap. He's under some pressure by Green. Will break out of there, throw it to Priest. Just dumped it off in the near flat. He's at the 40, still on his feet. Will carry ahead to the 42. It's a tough gain of about 5 yards for Priest, who made a nice shoestring catch. Hypes and Turley bring him down there with 3:25 to go.
That was a good job there, but I think that was 68, Ray Williams. Is that right, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
Did a good job rushing the quarterback, and when he saw that the screen was being set up over on the right side, he turned and pursued down the line of scrimmage and made a good play.
From right to left, the Colonels work. 2nd down and 5. Ball's at the 42-yard line. Once again, Hicks will be in the gun. Priest and Curtis in the backfield. That's a dangerous trifecta to be staring at, huh? lined up in one backfield. They fake the handoff to Priest, option right. Hicks is going to keep it, and he's going to run far sideline across the 45 to the 46, where he's knocked down on the play by Jared Walters. We'll see on where they spotted here, Jared. Looks like at about the 44. So only a gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Well, they started that option so deep in the backfield out of that shotgun formation. He ran a long way, but he didn't pick up a lot of yardage. I don't understand running that option with that kind of speed to the boundary. It looks to me like you'd want to run it over here to the wide side of the field to give your speed a chance to operate.
Big 3rd down coming up for the Blacksburg defense. 3rd and 4 for the Colonels. 3 receivers now out to the right, 2 to the near side. Hicks stands at the 38, takes the snap. A little bit more time. He's going to roll near side, looking, throws on the run. Ball is juggled and then caught. Or is it caught? Yes, it is caught. What a great effort. Javante Ashford bobbled it, then dove out. He just laid out for it and made the catch for a 1st down at the Blacksburg 48-yard line.
You know, everybody did their job on that play. DeRay Hicks did a good job of squaring his shoulders and throwing the football only where his receiver could catch it. Turley had pretty decent coverage on the receiver, and the receiver did a good job of concentrating and catching the ball after it bounced off his pads into the air. Everybody did their job. We came out on the short end of it.
Hicks off to a good start. I have him down as 4 of 4 throwing the football right now.
We have to give so much cushion on these receivers, Rick. Those little stop and out routes are open.
Option to the right. Hicks keeps it. He's going to turn it up. Another nice gain to the 41. He's going to pick up 6 yards. He's brought down by Turley. Make it a 7-yard pickup. 2nd down and 3. They put trips on the short side of the field. You had one receiver out to the right. You snap it to Hicks in the shotgun, and he just makes so many amazing things happen with those feet.
Well, that was my option to the wide side of the field that time. That time he saw the gap. He kind of felt it out and saw the gap up the middle of the defense and just turned on the jets and got 6-7 yards.
3 receivers to the near side. Watch the slot man. That's Curtis. 2 out to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Now they send Curtis in motion to the right. Hicks out of the gun at the 50, looking, gonna fire middle of the field, and it's caught. A big hit put on by Sales, but the ball is hung on to by Ronnie Thompson at the Blacksburg 30. It's a gain of 11 yards, so that was a good play on both ends. You had the completion, but a big hit by the Blacksburg defense.
One thing you can't coach is savvy, and DeRay Hicks right there wanted the flare pass out to the back. Was number 2 there, Dwayne Priest. He wanted to flare it out to Priest. He looked. Blacksburg had it covered perfectly. Had he thrown the flare pass, Blacksburg probably would have picked that off. So he came back across the middle on the dig route to his secondary receiver for a big gain.
Ray Hicks 5 of 5. He's on the money here tonight. Trips to the right. Priest in the backfield. Hicks again in the shotgun. To the near side will be Ashford. He made that nice juggling catch a moment ago. They fake the handoff to Priest. Here's Hicks straight up the middle, and he tried to spin away from a tackle, couldn't do it. Gain of 2 on the play. It was Herbie Hypes in there along with Nick Green. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 from the 29.
Design quarterback trap. They pulled the guard, Lance Thulla, over to the left to trap for Hicks. Hicks ran the hole, but Green and Hypes did a great job of shutting it down.
Check that. The ball's now at the 26-yard line. The official had spotted it. Wondered why they had put it down at the 29 momentarily. Ashford out to the right. He'll be joined by Priest, near side Curtis Thompson, and Brandon Harrison. 5 receivers in the pattern for 2nd and 8. Hicks out of the gun, takes the snap. No pressure at all. Looking, he can throw or run. He's going to throw it late and wide open down at the 5-yard line is Brandon Harrison. And it's 1st and goal to go as he hung onto the football. It was again Sales who put on a big hit, but it's going to be a gain of 23 yards. 1st and goal at the 3. Fleming coming right back at the Bruins.
I'm not 100% positive, Rick, but I think our defensive linemen are lane rushing. And what I mean by lane rushing is when they rush the passer, they are staying in a specific area to keep DeRay Hicks from scrambling. And what that does is it gives Hicks all day to look around back there and find an open receiver. Our secondary has to stay in coverage. We had 7 guys in coverage that time, and he still completed a big pass.
1st and goal to go. Ball's officially spotted at the 4-yard line, according to the scoreboard. I formation. It's Priest, left side. He bowls over a tackle and finds the end zone. A 4-yard touchdown run by Donnell Priest. So back and forth we go. 14-13 is our score. Priest showing some tough running on the left side. He got hit hard, just kept those feet going, and they're within a PAT of tying this thing up with only 3 seconds to go.
And they showed us they could go power football if they needed to. They spread the field the entire drive, got down on the goal line and ran a kick out over at our right defensive end, and Priest just lowered the shoulder and got in the end zone.
Hicks holds on the extra point.
Their last extra point snap was a bit shaky, Rick.
They've had problems with their kicking game for a couple years now. Snap is down this time, kick is good.
Well, I tried.
We'll just keep it here with our end of quarter break coming up. A fun start to this one tonight. 14-14, Blacksburg and William Fleming. Josh Sales an 18-yard touchdown run after a Fleming fumble at 9:48. Then Hicks hit Steve Robertson a 50-yard touchdown pass to tie the score at 7. Then with 3:51 to go, it was Daniel Smith, the 2-yard quarterback sneak straight up the middle. And then you see the following drive. Here's William Fleming getting all the way down the field after the nice return on the short kickoff. And then Priest finishes it off with a 4-yard touchdown run. And we're back where we started.
It's football 101, really, Rick, and it's even more crucial in this game. You want to stay on the field. You want to establish a running game. You don't want to make mistakes, especially against a team like William Fleming. And so far, we have done every single one of those. We've played a perfect half, basically, so far. And that's what we have to continue to do if we're going to stay in this football game, because Fleming is going to score some points. I mean, let's just face it, they have too many weapons on offense. We're doing the best that we can on defense, but if one guy doesn't get you, the other one will. They're going to score some points. We just have to protect the football, run the clock, and score when we get a chance.
3 seconds to go. This will be the final play of the opening quarter.
If you remember, they gave us a short field on the last kickoff because they shanked it. We started at about the 40-yard line.
And they tried to keep it out of the deep end, and it really cost them some yards. Here's the low line drive they were looking for, and it's going to bounce through the hands of Turley. He's got to get on it. He still hasn't gotten on it. Now he picks it up, drops it again. The ball's on the turf, and I don't know who's got it. It's a scrub across the way. Blacksburg has it as the first quarter clock runs out. Turley bobbled it a couple times and finally fell on it. So we're going to take a break. The first quarter's in the books. 14-14, Blacksburg and William Fleming. We're back with second quarter action after this. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
You wouldn't treat a crash test dummy like a child. So why treat a child like a crash test dummy? If they're under 4'9", they need a booster seat. Learn more at boosterseat.gov.
You can watch the replays of home games Mondays at 7 o'clock, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. What if they're going to adjust the schedule now that we have a Monday night game? Durley, we're going to, what day? Wednesday? Okay, is that the only time? Maybe the next Monday? Okay, got you. Durley there answering my question. She's the best in the business. There's a pass on first down, complete. Smith, far sideline, and boy, I tell you what, Robert Jennings, the sophomore, looking very comfortable coming out of the backfield, takes the pass out to the 34, so that's a gain of 18 yards on first down, and they quick snapped them there, Jared. Fleming, I don't think, was set. Jennings released out of the backfield. Smith hit him, and he ran it for 11 yards further after he caught it 5 yards down the field.
Did you notice, was he lined up at fullback? That was the waggle pass. They sent him through the line over on the right, faked it to Sales coming left, and Smith sprinted out and hit the fullback in the flat. The waggle pass works to perfection. Robert Jennings in the flat. Nice play call by Dave Chris. Misdirection always works against speed.
So now the Bruins right back at you from right to left. This time they'll work out of the eye. 2 receivers out to the right side. 6-man front by the Colonels. They fake it up the middle. Play action. Here's Smith in some trouble. Looking. Lost his pass near side, and it's over the intended receiver, Plemons. Or check that. That's Jennings at the 49 of Fleming. Again, blanket coverage provided by Javante Ashford. 2nd down and 10.
Couldn't get much mustard on that because he was rolling to his left and he had pressure. But one thing I like about Daniel Smith, being a senior quarterback and having been around for a while and worked in Dave Chris' offense, is he didn't eat the football. A lot of young quarterbacks right there would have just taken the sack and lost about 15 yards. Smith threw it as far as he could. He had single coverage and just got rid of the football.
Play comes in to Daniel Smith, breaks the huddle, 11:22 to go, 14-14. Blacksburg's led on 2 different occasions, but each time Fleming's come right back. Single setback is Sales, 2 wings on the near side. It's going to be a handoff to Sales, trying to explode through an open hole, but it closed quickly on the right side. A gain of 3. E.J. Webb, 5'11", 200 pounds, a junior, again came up to make the tackle for William Fleming. He's very quick to the line of scrimmage here. That's what you were talking about, firing those linebackers straight up the field.
Yeah, sure. A nice play there also by left defensive tackle Fred Jordan. He got down low and got the ankles of the ball carrier. These guys on the interior of this line are big. 230, 245, 320, 190, 195, but they're also quick on that interior defensive line for Fleming, and they are walking their linebackers up in the line, and as soon as they see those backs head toward the line of scrimmage, they're coming in with their ears pinned back.
Defensive question mark for the Colonels. They lost 8 starters from last year's team that played for a state championship. Shotgun by Smith on 3rd down and 8. He's running out of time, throws it near side. It's caught by number 2, Grant Sims, to the 40, pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. They're going to spot it. Well, the cornerback gambled, did not come up with it, and that's a great throw and catch. Another 3rd down conversion for Blacksburg.
That's a big-time throw. Deep out, all the way across the field. That was flirting with disaster as Miwan Curtis just did not get over in front of the receiver, and the ball was completed. Had that ball been intercepted, it would have been taken to the house. Good, crisp throw there by Smith. They caught Fleming in man free. They had Grisham back for his free safety, Rick, and everybody else was playing man-to-man. Smith found the open receiver.
Air Bruins, as we thought would happen during our pregame. 27-yard completion. First catch of the year for Sims. Split backfield. It's going to be Jennings straight up the middle. Breaks a tackle all the way down to the 30. He's got 7, make it 8 on 1st down. Tackle was made again by Ashford, and when you're calling out those defensive backs making tackles, it means those offensive linemen are doing their job.
Does the run set up the pass, or does the run set up the pass? You see how much success we're having in our passing game, especially off the play action tonight, because we're getting some positive yardage out of our running game.
Well, he got a terrible spot. They ended up giving him a 6-yard gain, and the ball's back at the 31. And we had movement up front. This is going to cost the Bruins 5. A couple players stood out of their stance on the right side, so now it's going to be 2nd down and 9. The ball will go back to the 36. 9:49 to go in the second quarter. 14-14, Blacksburg and William Fleming.
Looks like they may be trying to keep Sales fresh for defense. I can figure that time they were in that double wing formation to the right with the flex tight end and had Sales at tailback. It looked like they may try to sweep there, but we have seen Turley and Jennings in there a lot on those quick hitters because probably they're better interior runners, just to make a long story short.
So here come the Bruins after the mistake, the penalty. 2nd down, 9 at the 36, 9.5 minutes to play. Smith under center, wings on the right. They're going to toss it to the tailback, Sales, trying to cut it back inside, and he'll crash ahead inside the 35 to the 34. He's got 2. Tackle was made up front by Fred Jordan, 6'5", 245, a sophomore. So 3rd and 7 forthcoming. They converted a moment ago, Jared, on 3rd and long yardage. Let's see if they can do it again.
Well, after the penalty, I thought Coach Chris might change the play because Fleming has seen that formation, has seen that play several times tonight. This is not their first rodeo, and they knew what was coming. And I tell you, Steve Robertson at that left cornerback spot did a good job of taking on the lead block and forcing Sales to cut back to the inside so Jordan could make that play.
Matthews split wide, Clemens in the slot. Shotgun look by Smith. We've had a lot of shotgun by both teams here tonight. 3rd and 7 from the 34. Sales, Jennings flanking the quarterback. Smith stands tall in the pocket, throws an interception. It's being returned by Webb near sideline, 35-40, 45. He threw it right to him. Fleming has it. We're going to have an illegal block on the return on the Colonels, but nonetheless, they will regain possession as the Bruins give it up for the first time. We've had a couple turnovers by Fleming in there. I'm not sure what Daniel Smith saw, Jared. He had plenty of time. He stood tall in the pocket, threw it right to number 33 wearing the royal blue jersey.
What he didn't see was E.J. Webb baiting him to throw the football. Webb allowed the receiver to appear as if he were open. As soon as he saw Daniel Smith raise his arm to throw, he cut over in the passing lane and picked it up. That was a bait there by the senior 5'6", 150-pounder E.J. Webb. Now with the illegal block in the back, Rick, that's almost going to make this like a punt. I mean, you back it up and have to start from the 32-yard line. So, you hate to see an illegal in there, but that was 3rd down. Fleming's going to have a long field anyway. Good call by the official. There were 2 blocks in the back. Good call there by the side.
Sometimes, though, a longer field for Fleming just means that's more green for those guys to roam in, huh? And we have a stoppage here before the play can start. Timeout Blacksburg. Coach Phipps wants to talk something over with his defense. So we'll step out as well for 30 seconds. 8:31 in the half. We're tied at 14. We're back with more from Bill Brown after this. You're in tune to Bruins football on WFNR.
You know, this used to be a good neighborhood. Now it's a mess. You got all these polyps running around. Stick it in the apple.
Colon cancer almost always starts with the polyp. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts.
Where'd you think you were running to, huh?
I didn't even see you guys there. I was
Get the test, get the polyp,
I want to talk to my lawyer!
get the cure.
I got a phone call!
Alongside Jared Hines, I'm Rick Watson. Glad to have you listening tonight to Monday Night High School Football, Blacksburg and William Fleming. It's been a good one so far. We're tied at 14, the first miscue for Blacksburg that really cost them the interception, Webb intercepting Daniel Smith. So after the Blacksburg timeout, they have one remaining. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 on the near. Hicks will be in the shotgun all by himself in that backfield at the 26. Look how they've widened their splits too, the Fleming lineman. It's a quarterback draw. Here he goes, 30, 35, and he's going to be brought down at the 38-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards on first down. Second down and 3 forthcoming. And boy, you spread that field out there, Jared, and let DeRay Hicks just create on his own, and he's good at it.
Stop. I know that's, blatantly obvious, but with a tie score and only 8 minutes to go in the half, if they can somehow muster up a stop right here and force Fleming to punt, I would have to say that Blacksburg won this first half. They can just get one critical stop right here, keep Hicks inside the pocket and force him to throw the football.
Colonel's working from left to right. 2nd and 3, same formation, 3 to the left, 2 to the near side. Hicks in the gun, going to throw it this time out in the flat. It's Curtis. He's at the 40, cutting it inside, 45, first down to the 40. Well, they're going to spot it right at the 45-yard line. So they pick up 6 yards, and they move the sticks. Again, not much effort by Hicks. You just throw it out to your fastest player and let him catch it and see what he can do.
Unsung hero so far tonight for Fleming has been to split in number 12, Ronnie Thompson. That's 2 or 3 good blocks he's had out there on that little flare pass, and he sprung the back that time for the first down and held that block for a good 3 or 4 seconds.
Good pursuit that time, too, by Blacksburg to find Curtis and not let him find some room to roam. Look at these splits, Jared, by these offensive linemen. They're leaving these defenders a gap. They want to shoot up the field. Hicks will just run right between you.
But
that's
what Fleming wants. They want him to shoot up the field.
Here's Hicks, pressured this time, running, and he can't be sacked. He's still on his feet. Look at this kid. He takes it to the 49. The Bruins were all over him. Drumheller, Williams, Grain was there. The freshman, Russell Everett, also in at defensive end. But I'll tell you, Hicks made him pay for trying to bring him down the open field. He picked up 2 when he should have lost 2.
He's a senior. He knows he's in a war. They lost last week to Pulaski County. He doesn't want to see that happen again. He's going to do everything in his power to make sure they win this football game tonight. He was stopped for no gain and kept the feet moving and just shrugged off some tacklers and picked up 3.
Trips to the near this time. 2 receivers out to the left. Ball in the middle of the field for 2nd down and 8. Flags are thrown, and procedure is going to be called here against William Fleming. 2nd and 13 coming up. This will take the ball beyond the 45-yard line.
Remember that right there. It's the break we need. It brings up 2nd and 15. This could be the series that we needed here on defense. I'm going to think positive here and say we stop Fleming right here. That's a big penalty. Hopefully it comes back to be even bigger than we think it is.
Ball back at the 44. 2nd down, 13 forthcoming for the Colonels.
What we have employed here, we rushing 4 linemen. We've got a guy in the middle. I believe that's Drumheller, 83. Looks like he might be spying on Hicks. That leaves us about 6 in coverage. So we need to force Hicks to throw the football and get some coverage out of our secondary.
Receiver to the left, 2 to the near side. Shotgun, 2 tailbacks, going to flank. Hicks, they're going to hand off out of it. Miwan Curtis spinning across midfield to the Blacksburg 48. They needed 13. He got about 9. And again, the freshman, look at that. Russell Everett just called up to the varsity this past week, playing very well. A lot of speed. Tough kid as well. Big 3rd down and 4 for the Blacksburg defense. Still plenty of time. 5:40 to go.
Anxious to see what Keith Smith pulls out of his hat right here on 3rd and 4. Blacksburg defense so far has bent but not broken on this drive. Rick, they're going to have to hurry to get this play off.
Coming up at halftime, Jared will go down to talk with Coach Chris. Unique perspective that only we bring you here. Blacksburg Bruins football, WFNR. Trips to the near side, and there's the timeout. Yep, they couldn't get the play off. Good call, Jared. Hicks going to burn a timeout. So now each team has 1 remaining. We'll just keep it right here with 5:19 to go and a 14-14 tie on the scoreboard.
And I like my chances with Coach Phipps coming out of a timeout on a 3rd and 4. I really do. He's a good defensive coordinator. He may be able to come up with some kind of wrinkle here to stop the Fleming drive. Fleming has so many weapons. They have Hicks. Hicks can get up inside and make you miss from that quarterback spot. He's almost like a tailback playing quarterback, really.
Game's very even, Jared. 159 to 145 in total yardage. Fleming leads. Blacksburg has run for 60 yards. Fleming only 31, but Hicks 7 of 7, 128 yards. Mercy.
Well, but you know, a lot of that came off 2 defensive breakdowns. We let 2 receivers get behind us deep for big plays.
Martin Jansen's got the greatest stat system in the world going here for us. 3 receivers to the near, 2 to the far. The snap rolls in the backfield. Hicks can't find it. It's still loose. It's still bobbled around. Robertson can't pick it up. It's still loose, and it's going to be recovered at the 15 or the 25 by William Fleming. So the fumble will officially lose 23 yards as Hicks never could find it. Robertson tried to pick it up twice, couldn't do it. Blacksburg never could find it, unfortunately. I believe finally getting on the football down there. I believe that was Javante Ashford, the cornerback, but nonetheless, Blacksburg holds, and they have a chance now to take the lead going into halftime.
So the shotgun snap rolled approximately 30 yards after all the bobbling and fumbling was done, and now Fleming has 4th and Giles County to go, and will punt from deep in their own territory. The punter stands on his 11-yard line.
That's at least a $15 taxi cab ride in New York City, isn't it? That's a lot of real estate. Here's the punt taken by Sales on the run at the 50, and he's going to be cut down as he gets to the Fleming 49-yard line. A big hit by James Anderson, who streaked down the field. 2-yard return, 1st down and 10 for the Bruins. Nice field position. 4:14 to go. 1 timeout remaining for Blacksburg. On the positive side of the field, trying to take the lead going into the intermission.
Protect the football, protect the football, protect the football. And then when you have some spare time, protect the football. 14-14, 4 minutes to go in the half. You're in a position you may not have expected to be in. If you're the Blacksburg Bruins, you have to play good, solid, fundamental football right here.
Again, spreading the field. Jennings in the backfield behind Smith, 2 receivers to each side. Daniel Smith calls out the signals, takes the snap. They hand it off to Jennings, and there's Gresham. Robert Jennings, sophomore, meet Darrell Gresham, headed to UVA. That's why. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Darrell Gresham was walked up right on top of the nose guard. That play was doomed from the get-go. I thought Daniel Smith might look up and change it, but he didn't.
So a big hit put on the running back, Jennings. Bruins have a 2nd down and 12. Back at their own 49-yard line now. 2-yard loss on the play. Matthews and Clemens out to the left, shotgun by Smith. Bruins taking their time. Sales and Jennings will flank the quarterback. 5 defensive backs by the Colonels. There's the snap, 3-step drop. Smith looking, going to lob his pass near sideline, and it's well out of bounds. Nowhere near. Heavy pressure by William Fleming, and that was Isaiah Gears. Boy, we've caught his name a few times. Getting in on the quarterback, so it's 3rd and long yardage for Blacksburg.
Fortunately, that went out of bounds because Fleming had us outnumbered 4-2 over here. We only had a 2-receiver pattern working over on the home sideline, and Daniel Smith got enough air under the football to get it out of bounds. Unfortunately, it stops the clock.
Gorgeous night for football, huh? On this Monday. Crystal clear, beautiful day, mid-70s. Tonight it's going to be in the mid to lower 40s.
3rd night in a row, and third football game in a row we've had perfect weather, really, except for the Giles game. We had a little rain, but other than that, it's been perfect.
The autumnal equinox headed our way pretty soon.
Wow.
Yeah. You're impressed, aren't you?
I'm so impressed.
2 receivers to the right, I formation. Smith, 5-step drop, looking to throw it back middle of the field. He does. Caught by Grant, still on his feet, looking for the 1st down. He won't have it. He's got it to the 41. He had to take it to the 39. It's a gain of 9. Now it's 4th down, and it's decision time for Coach Chris.
I don't want to belabor a point, but that's the play I wanted to see at Graham 2 weeks ago. Tight end dump across the middle with all these blitzing linebackers and stuff. That was a good call there by Dave Christ.
Well, you know, maybe that's why they moved Grant there, Jared. They saw the same type of things. They could be running, didn't feel comfortable with the personnel they had at the position. Sometimes, you know, it takes the early part of the season to figure things like that out, to move guys around, and this team very unselfish, the players. And Aubrey Grant's had a sensational game his first start at tight end.
Now,
fourth down, they're going to go.
Sales is at tailback. This 4th and 2. This may be a ploy to quick kick or something.
I think they might go. Let's see. They're going to hand it off to Sales, and he lost the football. Fumble's going to cost him the first down. Oh, my goodness. He was trying to chug ahead, Jared. He was trying to chug ahead to get the first down yardage, reached the ball out. It was knocked away by Gresham. Fumble was recovered by Blacksburg, but they're going to lose 2 yards on the play as a result of the fumble. The Colonels, it's as good as a turnover, take over with 2:22 to go at the 43-yard line.
Big gamble by Dave Christ, and sometimes when you have a team on the ropes that you're really not supposed to be beating, you take gambles like that. What do you have to lose? It's a non-district game, correct? Okay.
That's correct.
So you just take a gamble. Sales, usually a solid, fundamental ball carrier, just made a mistake in our first mistake of the game and turned it over. Hopefully the defense can do what they've done all year and hold right here.
3 to the near, 2 receivers out to the left. Hicks in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to roll to the right. Heavy pressure by Drumheller, throws across his body, and it's dropped. Brandon Harrison dropped it. He would have had a first down, and it looks like we're going to have a hold against William Fleming, trying to protect Hicks. Good rush up front. And once again, Russell Everett got in the backfield along with Drumheller and forced, I believe, the quarterback Hicks to throw that sooner than he wanted, and there was no choice by the lineman just to grab a hold of a jersey.
Hicks is one of those type of guys that just aggravates you to death. Kind of like a Michael Vick or a Donovan McNabb. You think you've got him in your sights when you're rushing him, and all of a sudden he feels you coming and he gets rid of the football right at the last minute, and you're left standing there grasping for air.
Strong kid, too. He's 5'11", 165, and my goodness, don't let that frame fool you. We saw a moment ago on that tough run that he had. It took 4 jerseys to bring him down.
So far, a very undisciplined half, Rick, for William Fleming. Had a couple miscues early, a fumble that led to a Blacksburg score. They had a horrible snap on their 3rd down play last series that forced them to punt out deep in their own territory, and there they get a big holding penalty that backs them up. It's going to be 1st and about 35.
The team's still looking to play its first home game of the year. They won at Magna Vista, lost to Pulaski a couple Fridays ago. Here's the snap on 3rd down and forever, and it's going to be a reverse play that won't work. Blacksburg right there to bring down the ball carrier, Ronnie Thompson. Terrific play. Turley was there along with Chris Ryder, also Herbie Height. So now it's 2nd down and about 26 yards with 2 minutes to go. Clock running, each team with 1 timeout.
2 minutes to go. We have a timeout to burn. One more play like that, and I don't know what I wouldn't think about taking it and forcing Fleming to punt. Their kicking game is less than stellar so far here tonight.
Ashford out to the left, 2 receivers to the near side, Thompson and Robertson. Hicks in the shotgun, takes the snap. They hand it off to Miwan Curtis, looking to get the corner. He's got it at the 30, and he's brought down as he surged ahead of the 32, where he's wrestled to the turf by Nick Green. Minute 25 to go, so it's going to be 3rd down. Gain on the play of about 3 yards is all they got. 3rd down and about 26 coming up for William Fleming. Jared going to head on down to get a hold of Dave Christ. Talk to the Blacksburg coach going in the locker room. Has to be pleased with his team's effort and the ability to move the football here tonight from Bill Brown Stadium. There's the snap by Hicks on 3rd and a long ways. He's being flushed. He wants to throw it on the run. He does, and nobody's home. Heavy pressure by the Bruins up the field. Great job, and it's going to bring up a 4th down as it was Ray Williams in on the play along once again with the freshman Russell Everett. His first varsity game, and Everett's been caught a few times, putting on pressure in the backfield. 53 seconds. Fleming has to punt it. Still plenty of time to try to get points on the board before they head into the locker room. We'll have all the first half stats for you. Try to get scores of other games happening on this Monday night because of Hurricane Ivan, plus a conversation with Dave Christ going into the locker room. DeSalvo and Sales in that punt receiving I formation, if you will. DeSalvo 5 yards ahead of Sales, who stands on his 41, has to retreat to the 35. Good kick by Dempsey, and it's going to roll all the way down to the 27. 44 seconds to go, and if I were a betting man, I would think Coach Chris will probably just decide to run this clock out fairly deep in his own territory. You don't want to make a careless mistake down here and give this quick strike attack an opportunity to get the go-ahead points after you've played such a fine opening 24 minutes. Defense is really made some adjustments here in the second quarter. And the Bruins and Colonels are in a dogfight from Bill Brown Stadium, a game that was originally scheduled to be played down at Victory Stadium. I think it took Fleming a while to adjust to the change of scenery. I formation for the Bruins. Smith's going to hand it off to Sales, left tackle, cuts it back in the middle, and he's going to charge ahead for about 9 yards. Tough running to the 36-yard line. 34 seconds. Blacksburg, again, one timeout to go, but I don't think you're going to see them stop the clock. It doesn't look like Fleming will as well. Barring a penalty, this will be the final snap of the opening half, and we're going to go in tied at 14. Daniel Smith under center is going to hand it off to Sales. Same play, will have his first down. He's got 7 yards out to the 43, and the clock will stop momentarily with 6 seconds. And Daniel Smith's wanting to find out if he wants to go ahead and utilize this final timeout. He's over here urging Coach Chris to give him one more play, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And once they get the change set, the clock will run out, and we will go into the locker room tied at 14 here tonight from Bill Brown Stadium. As again, Jared Hines going to head down to talk with Coach Chris. We'll keep it right here until Jared gets a hold of the Blacksburg head coach as he heads into the locker room. Again, has to be very pleased. The Bruins played a strong opening half of football here tonight against this William Fleming team that's so dangerous. Coach Chris now going to hook up with Jared heading into the locker room. And here we go.
Jared Hines down on the field here with Coach Dave Christ. Knotted up 14-14 against William Fleming. Coach, a little bit different attitude, a little bit different emotion than we saw 2 weeks ago at Graham.
Well, you know, we've talked before that our inexperience, I think, showed the last game against Graham as far as intensity goes. Yeah, we're missing a couple kids tonight that I think they're trying to step up a little bit and play as tenacious as they can, and within, still staying within the rules of the game. So, they've played their hearts out so far, and we just got another 24 minutes. We got to do the same thing.
What, in your opinion, has been the most positive thing you've taken from this first half so far?
Well, that we're playing hard, and as long as the kids play hard, hopefully we can make some things happen. But Fleming's playing hard too. But neither team is backing down, and we have a great deal of respect for them and their athletic ability. We're not going to back down from them.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck in the next half.
Thank you.
That's Coach Dave Christ here at Bill Brown Stadium as the Blacksburg Bruins are knotted up 14-14 with the William Fleming Colonels here at halftime.
I was in the 6th grade on the honor roll and everything, then I got pregnant. School was not important to me, so I dropped out. And now that I'm 15, I have 2 babies. It's important for me to finish school because I don't want my babies to have to go through the things I went through. I don't want to live off other people for the rest of my life. I want to be somebody. I don't want to live like this.
Welcome back. My voice is continuing to get away from me here on this Monday night. Blacksburg and William Fleming tied at 14 right now. Terrific first half of football. Both teams really got it going in the first quarter. Blacksburg took advantage of a turnover by William Fleming. Josh Sales went in from 18 yards. The 9:48 mark, just like that, it was 9-0 Blacksburg. Fleming answered there the next possession. Ray Hicks, the quarterback, hit Steve Robertson on a beautiful 50-yard touchdown pass. We were tied at 7. Then the Bruins get it back, and then Daniel Smith caps off yet another situation where the offense really clicked. 2-yard run, 3:51 to go. It was 14-7. And then at the end of the first quarter with 3 seconds left, Donnell Priest for William Fleming went in from 4 yards out over left tackle. It was 14-all, and that's pretty much where it ended. The second quarter really got it going defensively, both teams, and that's where we were. Jared, if you could share your halftime conversation, as the interview did not come over our airwaves very well.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I think one of the antennas actually popped out of here. So anyway, what do we got?
Coach Christ, more importantly than anything, is extremely pleased with the intensity of his football team. I asked him, the first question I posed to him, I said a whole lot more emotion than we saw last week at Graham. And he basically said that with the kids that are out, that the kids are just trying to play extra hard to overcome the loss of a couple key players. And he is extremely pleased, if nothing else, with the fact that they are out there getting after Fleming and not backing down from a team that's supposed to come in here and basically run all over us.
We're tied at 14. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and Jared will run you down on all the first half numbers after this. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
When it comes to babies, appearances can be deceiving. Look at this brainwave. Very active. And this one, not doing much. You make the difference by reading, singing, and talking from birth. Studies prove it. An early start. Now that's smart.
Back with you at Bill Brown Stadium. This is Jared Hines, the Blacksburg Bruins, taking on the William Fleming Colonels here in non-district action. A 2-week layoff for the Bruins as they faced the Graham G-Men 2 weeks ago in Bluefield, and it looked like an entirely different team. Tonight they've come out here and basically stuck to the game plan. They've been able to run the football very effectively, and that running game has set up a passing game for the Bruins. Some short passes. They hit the fullback, Jennings, a couple times out of the backfield on some misdirection plays. So effective running and good defense. That's going to be successful 9 times out of 10 if you can run the football and play good defense. And defense has not been the problem so far this year for the Bruins. It's been the lack of any kind of offense whatsoever. Against Graham 2 weeks ago, the defense basically played their hearts out. The offense was not able to put up any points on the board. Josh Sales' punt return was the only thing they were able to muster as far as scoring in that game 2 weeks ago. Tonight, an entirely different mindset, an entirely different game plan for the Bruins. They're playing ball control. And speaking of ball control, they lead the time of possession 13:52 to 10:08. And to me, that is the biggest stat of this football game so far. Blacksburg was 73 yards rushing, inching in on that 100-yard mark. Anytime you can run for 100 to 150 yards in a football game, you have a good chance at being successful. Score, of course, is knotted up at 14-14 in case you're just joining us. 14-14 here at Bill Brown Stadium. The Bruins taking on the William Fleming Colonels. First downs are about even. Blacksburg with 8. William Fleming with 6. Passing yards. Fleming, and this is a little misleading, fans. Blacksburg with 94 passing yards. William Fleming with 128. But that's a little misleading because Fleming has hit 2 big passes, and that is the bulk of the passing yardage there for DeRay Hicks in the first half. Penalties, to me, a big stat here in the first half. Fleming with 4 penalties for 35 yards, picking up a crucial illegal procedural penalty on their next to last drive before the first half that basically put them into a punting situation. They have fumbled the ball once, and that led to a Blacksburg score. 1 turnover, 3 fumbles, 1 lost. 4 fumbles, 1 loss for Fleming, 3 fumbles, 1 lost for Blacksburg. That was Josh Sales trying to pick up a first down on 4th and 2 at the drive before the half. 3 returns for 37 yards on the kickoff for Blacksburg, 2 for 39 for Fleming. We have basically, folks, held this fast, big Fleming team in check, and we have really nullified their speed. They're doing a good job of keeping DeRay Hicks in the pocket when he drops back to throw and forcing him to throw the football, and that's what I said earlier in the broadcast. We don't want him to use his feet. We want to make him use only one of the 2 weapons that he has available to him. If we can keep him from running and keep his rushing total down and force him to throw the football against our 6 defensive backs in coverage, we have a good shot at winning this football game here tonight, and so far that's what we have done. We have played ball control, field position, running game, defense. We have just played football 101, have the Blacksburg Bruins here tonight. This is a very talented Fleming team. We have enjoyed watching Darrell Gresham at that middle linebacker spot. He is all he's cracked up to be and more. 6'4", 230, a senior. He's been all over the field, stopping sweeps, stopping interior running plays. But so far, Blacksburg has found ways to move the football, and it's just a matter of which coaching staff does the best job at halftime of making the adjustments needed to come out victorious here tonight. Scoring drives for the scoring drives read like this. First score came on a Josh Sales 18-yard TD run with 9 minutes and 48 seconds into the first quarter. That made it 7-0. Matthews added the PAT. Then it looked to be as if we had William Fleming stopped. DeRay Hicks hit Robertson on a 50-yard TD pass as he was able to get in behind Tim Clemens as Hicks was scrambling around. Clemens came up to stop the run, and Robertson ran right in behind him. That knotted the score up at 7-7 as Dempsey added the PAT. Next, with 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the first quarter, Smith for Blacksburg added a 2-yard run after a costly Fleming fumble. Matthews added the PAT. That put it up at 14-7, and then Priest with a 4-yard TD run off left tackle with 3 seconds to go in the first, knotted it up at 14, and we had a scoreless second quarter, and we stand at 14-14 here at halftime at Bill Brown Stadium.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
It's amazing how the crowd, this wireless mic works when the antennas are actually.
Yeah, that always helps to have a receiver.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, sure does.
All right, the Blacksburg band is out there entertaining the folks here. If my voice holds out for another half, then we'll bring you more of tonight's action here from Bill Brown Stadium. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More of our halftime coverage after this. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
Breast cancer doesn't just affect women. This year, over 40,000 women will die. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation has given over $20 million in research grants. Please, help us make a difference. Call now, 1-866-FIND-A-CURE.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium alongside Jared Hines. I'm Rick Watson. It's halftime. Jared gave you all the numbers. 14-14 is our score. Blacksburg able to move the football, take advantage of a couple of William Fleming turnovers. And they've had to lead a couple times, but every time Fleming has jumped back, and now the Colonels will come out of the locker room, Jared, the opportunity to get the upper hand because they will have the football coming out of the locker room because Blacksburg, of course, won the toss and they elected to receive. But you got to like what you see. Again, Dave Kress has been doing this for 30 years, and you're not going to see this team, if ever, rarely if ever, come out and play back-to-back poor games and have poor efforts like they showed. I mean, everybody in the program was embarrassed and upset by the way they came out of Graham, not just because of the loss, but the kind of loss that they received. A complete tail whooping, if you will, is the best polite way to put it. The effort never seemed to really be there, and you had the early turnover and then the snafu going into halftime, and I just think there was so much there. The kids didn't expect to run into the type of team that they ran into, and sure enough, here tonight, you're going up against a team that you know is going to be strong, favored to go back and play for another state championship, and you played them off their feet so far.
Well, our schemes on both sides of the football tonight are very good. The offense is doing an excellent job, and I mentioned this in the score rundown and the stat rundown, doing a good job of ball control. We lead the time of possession. That's always a key factor. We have done a good job of not making mistakes, both mentally and physically, aside from the Josh Sales fumble on 4th and 2 late in the first half when we were on that scoring drive. But so far on offense, a good job of ball control, protecting the football, and throwing the high percentage passes. On defense, Coach Chris knew that he could not line up in that 4-3 look and play with this kind of speed, especially with the spread offense that they run. They just have too many athletes. So he's gone to more of a 3-3, 4-4 type of look in there, and he has a lot of guys in coverage, a lot of guys back off the football where they can see what's going on, where they can see if DeRay Hicks gets out of containment and breaks through that line of scrimmage and starts to run down the field, where they can see backs flaring out of the backfield to catch passes, so forth and so on. So a good scheme on offense from Dave Christ, good scheme on defense from Vaughn Phipps, and that leads us to a 14-14 tie.
21-6, the score down the road in Roanoke. Pulaski County traveling to Patrick Henry. The Cougars lead it by 15. No report yet on Radford and Patrick County. We're going to try to get you scores of those games. And, of course, Christiansburg played an early game down at Northside, 6 o'clock. We'd like to get the score of that.
They're looking to go 3-0, right?
Yeah, they're trying to go 3-0. I think for the first time in about 15 years, something like that, for Coach Timmy Cromer. So River Ridge is very deep, and you will find out a little bit more about Blacksburg as they travel down the road in 2 weeks. Another off week coming up. It's just been a bizarre way to start the season. You know, Blacksburg's going to start their season as quick as anybody in the state and only have 3 games, whereas most teams are going to have 4 games under their belt that played a week later. It shows you how screwy it's been.
You know, and in 2 weeks when we play Botetourt, that's when it all starts. I mean, that is the long haul. You've got 7 straight games, correct, with no open dates, and 5 of those, I believe, are district games. Is that correct?
That's right.
And that is big. To have your 2 open dates early gives you no margin for injury, no margin for any kind of preparation late in the season. Now it's paying dividends tonight.
Batteries and flashlight. Okay, you know what?
That guy. Look.
Okay, girls at 3 o'clock.
What is he looking at? They're looking at us. What do you think?
Oh, that's so obvious. Captain Obvious has scored again. Open your window. Say something.
Oh, he's rolling his window down.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Welcome back. How you doing? Rick Watson, Jared Hines here with you. A couple other scores very quickly. Radford up 24-0 on Patrick County. That's the kind of game Radford needed to have against the Patrick County team looking for their first win, Radford High School. And Salem up on Byrd 14-7 at halftime. So William Byrd hanging tough at home. First road game of the year for Stephen Magenbauer and that spread offense down at Salem. Of course, a lot of controversy as to the way Willis White was kind of, well, to be quite honest with you, kind of run out of town. The way that he didn't want to go out. It's a nice way to put it. So you have a guy there who was just, I guess, the whole time he was just preparing for this job to be the head football coach at Salem because, you know, he started there and got an injury, Coach Magenbauer, and he's always wanted that gig. And those are tough shoes to fill, no doubt about it.
Yeah, sure. It's tough when you follow a legend. It's tough sometimes. Magenbauer has done a good job of coming in there, and I believe he's running pretty much the same scheme that Willis White ran because that's what he ran when he played for Willis White, correct? So they will, you know, adjust to the transition slowly but surely in Salem. Willis White is an icon there. He has been. He always will be. And change is tough sometimes, but, you know, look for Salem not to skip a beat. That's Salem, and they're always going to have players, and that's one thing you can't coach is numbers. So Magenbauer is always going to have a good pool of players a good pool of athletes to draw from there at Salem.
We talked about our Hardy's player of the game, by the way.
Talked about Radford looking for their first win of the season. You talk about a team that had to replace a lot from last year. That's the Radford Bobcats. You lose Terrell Dobbins. You lost Trey Mitchell. Nathan Charlton. I mean, I could just go down the list on and on and on. That was a good, solid football team. They're struggling a little bit to try to put some guys in the right positions this year.
Blacksburg very late coming out of the locker room. They're just now getting back out onto the field. They will be kicking the football away to the William Fleming Colonels. We're tied at 14. Touchdowns by Sales and Daniel Smith for Blacksburg. Steve Robertson catches a pass from DeRay Hicks, and then Donnell Priest takes it in from 4 yards out, and we are tied at 14. Fleming and Blacksburg tonight on WFNR. Crucial moment here to start the second half for the Blacksburg Bruins. They need to try to get the football back as quickly as possible away from William Fleming and get that offense back out onto the field. So we'll see how the Bruins come out of the locker room. I think this team's still trying to find its identity. I don't know if they really have a clue, these players, where they stand. We know they're going to play hard. We know that there's good cohesion from this group, Jared. So all the right elements are there, all the intangibles, just a matter of putting together a now positive streak on the football field and letting all that pay off.
A defensive stop right here would just keep the ball rolling from the first half. To come out here and hold William Fleming and force a punt and get the football back, that would really help out psychologically to not let Fleming go down and pick up a TD on the first drive of the half. I believe you want to continue here to keep the ball out of Curtis's hands as he's going to go back deep. Going to be back there. It's going to be along with E.J. Webb and flanked by Steve Robertson.
Who has one touchdown tonight.
That's right. Steve Robertson. Curtis is the deep man in the middle, and we'll look for Matthews to kick away from him.
Ball will be at the 40. Will Matthews going to put his toe through it. The Bruins and the Colonels. This one's setting up to be a special one here from Bill Brown Stadium, and it's a end-over-end kick that's going to bounce and be picked up by Curtis at the 10. Running to his left. He's still running laterally to the 15, and he can't break a tackle at the 20. A great tackle on the play for Blacksburg. I don't have a number 1 on my roster.
I don't have a number 1 either, but I'm glad he was there. Good job of staying in the lane there. Maybe one of those guys called up from the JV. You never know. We don't have him on our roster, but great shoestring tackle, and Fleming's going to have it at the 19.
So 19-yard line, 14-yard return by the fleet-footed Miwan Curtis, who's been held in check here tonight. 3 receivers to the right, receiver out to the left. Single setback is Priest. Hicks will be in the shotgun. First play of the second half. They're going to hand it off to Priest over left tackle, and he smashes ahead inside the 24-yard line. He's going to pick up 5 on first down. Making the stop for Blacksburg was Jared Rowland coming up along with Nick Green.
Want to give credit where credit is due, Rick. Number 1 is Stuart Worley, guy that made the tackle on the kickoff team. Looks like
Stuart Worley, number 1 tonight.
Looks like Fleming coming out and trying to get their running game started here to start the second half. Went with a little ISO off left tackle that time.
All sorts of number changes for the Bruins tonight. Worley's number 1, Lucien Mira 88. Matt Drumheller usually wears 42. He's 83. He fashioned that back in Bluefield, and Aubrey Grant 44.
Trying to keep us on our toes.
They're going to throw it on second down, incomplete. Heavy pressure put up the field by Talmadge Flincham, who was in on the quarterback. DeRay Hicks, it's incomplete, third down in the near flat. They tried to find Miwan Curtis, and Flincham, 6'3", 280, a junior, seeing his first action tonight, and it paid dividends immediately for Coach Chris.
Nice coverage out in the flat there by Jared Walters. They had twins to the right. They sent both receivers deep and tried to flare the tailback out. Walters was right there, and Hicks had to try to force one in and was unsuccessful.
So now Fleming looking at third down and 5. Again, 5 receivers out in the pattern.
This is where DeRay Hicks is so dangerous. Sorry, Rick. This is where Hicks is so dangerous with his running speed.
Shotgun snap, and there it is. They flush him out. He's trying to get the sideline, and he's got it. He'll have a first down, and that may be a late flag. It will. That's going to be unnecessary roughness on Blacksburg. Hicks carried it to the 41, and it was too close to the sideline when the hit came, so this football is going to be all the way up near midfield.
So tough to defend that when they go spread with a quarterback that can run like Hicks. And they did a good job of forcing him to the boundary and got over there and made their first mental mistake of the second half and hit him late, and they're going to give him a gift here. They're going to pick up 15 extra yards and bring the ball all the way up to the 45, it looks like.
So Blacksburg makes the first mistake in the second half. 46-yard line. And it's a first down for William Fleming. Add 15 to the run. And Hicks did not appreciate the extra activity across the way.
Travis Nebel comes out, replaced by Jonathan Howard in the lineup for Blacksburg.
3 receivers to the near side, 2 out to the left. There's the snap. Hicks fumbles it, picks it up, looking, fires the ball deep down the middle of the field to Priest, who was open on a little fly pattern. Ball was thrown a little too far out of his reach. There were 3 defensive backs in the area. Priest could not hang on at the 25. It's second down and 10. Nice arm strength that time, and good coverage by the Bruins.
Rushed 5, had 6 in coverage, and I think Priest might have had a little alligator arms there as he felt the presence of Josh Sales coming over. He was going down the hash. Sales was coming over to apply the hit, and Priest dropped the football. Nice throw by Hicks. Could not make the connection with Priest.
Second down and 10 from the 46. 10:56 to go. First possession of the third quarter. We're tied at 14 from Bill Brown Stadium.
Nice to have running backs that can go down the field like wide receivers too, huh?
2 receivers to the near side. You better believe it. They're going to hand it off to Miwan Curtis, and he sidesteps the defender, but will be dragged out the 49. A 3-yard pickup. Joe Turley and Herbie Hypes gathered in, the very nimble running back. So it's now 3rd and 7. Long yardage. The Blacksburg defense performing very well thus far.
Well, Turley doing a good job tonight in there, inserted into the lineup in an emergency situation at linebacker. He moved from outside to inside, and he is doing an excellent job playing both the run and that intermediate zone at his linebacker spot.
Again, 3 receivers to the near side, 2 out to the left. 3rd down and 7 at the 49. Hicks out of the gun. Calls for the ball. There's the snap. Heavy pressure by Green. Hicks on the run's going to fire. It's caught by Robertson. First down at the 40. That's going to be an 11-yard pickup as Hicks just kept his cool, kept rolling, buying time. Robertson spotted open. And it's a first down, throw and catch.
Well, Sales was there, but there's really nothing you can do. You can't cover for that long. Hicks was flushed from the pocket by a good rush by our front 5. Had to roll to his right and found Robertson breaking open back across the middle, threw across his body. Sales just a little too late, made the tackle immediately, but not until a first down was picked up by Fleming.
So now the Bruins on their heels a little bit. A couple third down plays that Fleming has converted, one because of an illegal hit out of bounds. 4 receivers out this time. They're going to hand it off, a counter play to Priest. It's wide open, 35-30. Still on his feet, all the way down to the 27. He's got 13. Hypes finally put him down. But that's a nifty run, and now Herbie is slow in getting up for the Bruins.
You could tell from our perspective up here in the box that was going to be the counter play because Priest was lined up about a yard deeper than the fullback in that shotgun formation. So the fullback went left. Priest took a jab step, came back over to the right on the crossbuck. Good pickup from Fleming.
Their best, really, run of the night from scrimmage from one of these tailbacks. That's how well Blacksburg's defended it.
Looks like they're trying to demoralize this Blacksburg defense a little bit by showing them that, yes, they can run the football as well.
First down from the 27. 4 receivers out once again. Option play. Hicks going to keep it and go down after only a yard pickup. Terrific job for the Bruins. That time is another new player into the game, Jonathan Howard. You mentioned him a moment ago. He turned that back inside, made a nice tackle on Hicks.
Nick Green there as well. They tried to run the option to the wide side of the field with the quarterback Hicks and the tailback out of that shotgun formation, and we stalemated them for about a 1.5 yard gain. Very nicely done.
Second down at 9 from the 26-yard line, 8:50 to go. Fleming, opening possession of the second half, on the move from left to right.
Look for the tailback, which is Curtis, to flare out this time.
Hicks in the gun. He's been exclusively in the gun. Mwan Curtis, and they're ready for that little delayed handoff. No gain. A couple Blacksburg players there. Turley led the charge, but the first man was Ray Williams, and now you're looking at 3rd down and 8. 2-down territory if you're William Fleming, so we'll see what Coach Smith comes up with across the way. But again, good resistance by this defense.
Middle linebacker is one of the toughest positions to play on the entire football field, especially when you've never done it. Turley sniffed that out very nicely and stopped the running back in the hole, and Ray Williams came over to give support from his position.
They're going to spread the field with 5 receivers. 3rd down and 8. Hicks stands in the gun at the 30-yard line. There's the snap. 4-step drop. He's looking, going to turn it up, fire middle of the field. It's caught. First down. Ball is loose. Flags are thrown. It's in the end zone, rolling around, and Blacksburg recovers it for a touchback. Jerome Fleming caught it at the 5. It was knocked out of his hands, and we have a flag down trailing the play. Looks like it's going to be a turnover, though, and Blacksburg football.
Unless the flag happens to be on the Bruins for some kind of foul in the defensive secondary.
We're awaiting a call. Flag was thrown.
What a hit.
It's going to go against Fleming. Blacksburg will decline it and have the football at the 20. 3rd turnover of the night by William Fleming. Terrific hit. Who was the man who laid a wood on the receiver? Fleming. I didn't get a number.
I couldn't tell either. It was back in the area of Josh Sales. Now, I wasn't sure if it was Sales. I was watching the pattern develop and turned too late. And I turned just about the time the ball got jarred out, and then I was trying to watch the scrum for the ball. So we forced another turnover. Fleming just continues to shoot themselves in the foot and give Blacksburg the ball back. The defense bends but does not break, stays tough, makes a good hit, and gets the football back for the offense. Wow.
And you take what you can get. A game like this against a team like William Fleming, 7:49 to go. I formation this time. To the right is Clemens for the Bruins. Here's a handoff to Sales over left tackle. He puts it on the turf. Fleming's trying to pick it up. They can't do it. Ball is loose at the 15, and I think the Colonels picked it up. Wow. 2nd turnover, the first fumble against Blacksburg. You get a big hit, you force a turnover, and then Sales just puts it on the turf. He wasn't even hit by a defender.
Sales had a hole. Looked like somebody just clipped his arm, and he wasn't ready for it. Kind of got blindsided there a little bit, and he lost the football for the 2nd time. So Sales, who was normally a very reliable ball carrier, 2 crucial fumbles. One on a 4th and 2 on the drive right before the half, the next to last drive before the first half, and right here turns it right back over to Fleming after they fumble a completed pass.
Wow. Now Hicks out of the gun. First down at the Blacksburg 15. A golden opportunity for the Colonels. Tough break for the Bruins. They're going to hand it off. Nope, Hicks going to keep it. He's going to dodge it outside. He's got nothing but white shirts in front of him, and he's going to be dragged down about a yard behind the line of scrimmage by Sales. Good job there by the Bruins to respond.
Great job by Turley, forcing Hicks to bow backwards into the backfield, and then Sales coming up from his safety spot to make the tackle. That's the least Josh Sales could do. He owes him one.
And the Bruins have this offense guessing a little bit. They're not really sure. They're a little confused. 7:32 to go in the third quarter.
They seem to be having success sending those backs or those inside receivers down the middle of the football field. Hicks has enough time to let them get down there and get open.
Second down. They spotted it right at the line of scrimmage at the 15. Second down and 10 there.
Josh Sales at his free safety position has a rough time back in there trying to decide who to cover.
We're going to make Turley leave the game. Looks like he has an equipment problem. He's holding up his jersey. I don't know what's going on.
Might be a snap on his shoulder pads maybe.
We're going to bring in Matt Drumheller to replace him. That could be big. Fleming going to spread the field again with 5 men. Out on this pattern for 2nd and 10 from the 15. Hicks in the gun. Takes the snap. Heavy pressure by Drumheller. Hicks going to throw across the field. Incomplete. He just wanted to get rid of that thing. Again, nice pressure up the field by the Bruins. Drumheller was there first, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Well, that time they decided not to give Hicks time to throw across the middle. Drumheller blitzed right up the gut from his middle linebacker position and flushed Hicks to his right, and he had to throw it and get rid of it all the way back over on the left sideline.
Colonels.
Phipps is going to take a timeout here, Rick.
And the Colonels don't have a strong kicking game. They missed an extra point last week. They cost them the Pulaski game. Timeout on the field. We'll step out as well. 30-second break. Big 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Bruins defense. You're in tune to Blacksburg football here on WFNR.
Mostly sunny skies today with brisk easterly.
To you, this is a place to hang a coat. To someone else, it's a place to teach a child a lesson he'll never forget. Preventing child abuse and neglect doesn't just mean reporting it. It means stopping it before it starts. Find out how at preventchildabuse.org or 1-800-CHILDREN. A child is helpless. You are not.
We are back here at Bill Brown Stadium. Short timeout by the Blacksburg defense. That's a big timeout. Remember, they're first here in the second session. After the game, we'll talk with Coach Chris, have a complete statistical rundown for you, and we'll pick our Hardy's player of the game here tonight.
Vaughn Phipps electing to leave Drumheller in at middle linebacker, replacing Joe Turley. So we'll see what that scheme is going to be, whether he blitzes or stays in coverage in the middle.
3rd and 10 from the 15. There's the snap. They fake it to Curtis. Looking is Hicks. He's flushed, and he breaks the tackle. He's going to throw on the run in the end zone. Priest wide open, touchdown.
Looked as if they had him sacked. The defensive coverage quit. Hicks broke through the sack, used his strength again. We've seen it time and time again tonight. Completed the pass in the end zone for a touchdown. Man, everybody did their job except right to the end on that play.
7:18 to go, and that's tough on 3rd and 10, and receiver Priest was wide open. Just as Jared described it, the coverage completely broke down, and again, you credit the senior quarterback. DeRay Hicks just stood up, got away from the pressure, stopped again, and just threw it. A laser to Priest, who was open in the corner of the end zone, and the extra point is good. 21-14, Fleming leads for the first time. We will come back for the kick after this from Bill Brown. You're in tune to Bruins football on WFNR.
Families in Florida prepare themselves for the hurricane season. Families in California prepare themselves for earthquakes. Every family in America should prepare itself for a terrorist attack. And quite frankly, things are very simple. An emergency supply kit, a communication plan. You can learn how to do them on our website. You can get a brochure. Terrorism forces us to make a choice. We can be afraid, or we can be ready.
Troy Dempsey going to kick it back to the Bruins as William Fleming, just like Blacksburg did back in the first quarter, takes advantage of a turnover, short field, and they lead for the first time, 21-14, 15-yard touchdown pass. Hicks to Priest as Dempsey puts his toe through it. It's high and fairly deep. Sale's going to come up with the 12. To the 15, running to his left to the 20, reverses field, 25, still on his feet to the 30, and he just shoots out of there out to the 37-yard line. Terrific job there by the senior Josh Sales. That's a return of about 24 yards.
Did a little stutter step in the gap, and nobody from Fleming was willing to tackle him, so he just turned on the jets and headed straight up the field. We have had decent field position all night. We just have to hold on to the football. We talked about it in the pregame. We talked about it at halftime. We have to minimize mistakes against a very talented Fleming team, and we had really up until that point where Sales fumbled and led to a Fleming score.
This is a big series in this football game for the Bruins, down by 7. 2 wings on the right side, same formation they started the game with, and it sails straight up the middle. And there's Gresham, going to sling him down behind the line, but the man who hit him first, and Jared's caught his name a couple times, was Mike Dow, 5'10", 320, plugged up the hole, stood up, sails, and let Gresham come finish him off. It's going to be 2nd and 12.
He sure did. That was just a straight isolation play out of a one-back set, and that's not going to work against a guy going to UVA, especially when you've got a 320-pound nose tackle in there keeping blockers off of him. He just has free reign in there from his middle linebacker position. He came up and made a good hit.
Bruins have had success getting the ball up in the skies, getting it down the field. 2nd down and 12. Ball's back at the 37. High formation. Clemens out to the right. Smith takes the snap. Play action, looking to throw it back this way. It's caught by Jennings. Nice play call. Good execution. They're going to mark it at the 45. Pickup of about 9 on the play. 3rd and 3 forthcoming as Gresham, along with Javante Ashford, put down the sophomore Robert Jennings, who's having a strong game.
I'll tell you what, that's good hands from Jennings all night long. He's got really good hands from his running back position. Good job by Javante Ashford of getting his head over in front of the receiver and making the tackle. As soon as Jennings caught the ball, he went down. Brings up 3rd and 3 for Blacksburg. That could have been a first down had that not been such a good tackle.
From the 44, they spotted the football. 5:40 to go. 3rd quarter, Blacksburg down 7. Out of the eye they will work. 3-step drop, near side, and the ball nowhere near DeSalvo.
Never set his feet.
No, he did not. He just stood up, did Smith, and threw it to a spot. DeSalvo wasn't there, and Fleming holds, and now a crucial. And Jared, I don't like to say this with about 17 minutes to go in the game, but I think this is a must-stop situation for this Blacksburg defense.
Well,
you can't fall 2 scores behind this team.
Right, we're not a potent offense. It's an effective offense. It's definitely not a quick strike offense that the Bruins have, so you have to minimize your opponent's scoring opportunities as much as you possibly can.
Confusion on both sides about personnel. Blacksburg only has 10 men on the field. Blacksburg has 10 men. It's a high kick by Sales. It's taken by Thompson, and he's going to be corralled. Nice job at the 15-yard line by Aubrey Grant, but there were only 10 men on the field for Blacksburg.
Well, luckily, Aubrey Grant was one of them and did a good job getting down there and breaking down and making a tackle. Actually, I think they lost a couple yards on that return. That could have been disastrous had Thompson broken a couple tackles. He'd have had one less man to beat. As it is, Fleming is going to have terrible field position once again. We are definitely winning the field position battle tonight. I mean, the field position battle.
I'll tell you what, Sales done a great job kicking it away from Miwan Curtis as well. Well, they'll come out of the gun. Doesn't matter where they are. They'll spread the field, this time with 4 receivers. Curtis in the backfield. Out of the shotgun at the 10-yard line. Handoff to Curtis. Nothing doing. He's stacked up right there. It was Ray Williams in there along with Nick Green to bring him down, and that might even lose a yard. We'll see where they spot the football. Yep, they're going to spot it all the way back to the 17, 2nd and 11.
I'm not sure, but it looked like they had a little bit of a different defensive lineman set there, Rick. They had all 3 of the interior linemen bunched up together right in the center of the line, and somebody looked like maybe Ray Williams made penetration and got in there and made the tackle. Instead of having them, head up on a tackle, head up on the center, head up on the left tackle, they had them bunched. And it looks like they might be bunched again.
That is the case. 3 men right there together. The 2 ends split out wide to try to cut down some of that open space. 3 receivers to the near side. Hicks out of the shotgun. He's flushed. He fires on the run, and it's caught across the way by Javante Ashford, and he's going to be tackled ahead across the 25 to about the 26. And pins on the spot here, Jared. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down coming up. And a full yard as we have a Blacksburg player injured across the way. I don't have a number, but there's a Blacksburg player lying down flat on the ground over there on the William Fleming sideline, and it looks like it's some kind of leg injury.
One thing.
It's Herbie Heights.
Oh, Herbie was, it looked like he was hurt in the first half, if you remember, and he got back up and stayed in the game, and now he's going to be forced to come out, and he is limping noticeably as he walks all the way across the field from the opposite sideline under his own power. You can't coach athleticism. What a great move by Javante Ashford after the run after the catch there after he caught the football. A lot of times at this level you get used to running up and just tackling guys, and nobody has the athletic ability to make people miss. Well, Fleming has 3 or 4 guys that can make you miss if you don't break down to make the tackle.
3rd and a yard at the 29. Boy, Hypes has played his guts out here tonight as he walks off the field under his own power. 3rd and less than a yard for William Fleming. They're going to spread the field again with 4 receivers. Hicks out of the gun. Flushed out of the pocket. Going to break a tackle. Break 2. Oh, mercy. 1st down. And I know it was only a 4-yard pickup, but that may have been the best run of the night by any of these Fleming backs because looked like he was going to be tackled in the backfield for a couple-yard loss. Breaks another tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets the 1st down.
Coverage was there, had him stopped for a loss. He broke 2 tackles and kept his feet moving and picked up the 1st down. That is big. That's either a sign of us getting tired or a sign of him getting stronger, one or the other. You always say your best players play the best in the biggest game, so we'll see what happens on the Fleming side.
A little from column A, a little from column B. That defense been on the field a long time in this 3rd quarter. Gresham lined up as one of the 3 receivers to the near side. They're going to hand it off to Priest straight up the middle. And he plows ahead to about the 36 for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Howard in on the stop along with Turley for Blacksburg.
The thing that Fleming is doing so effectively on offense in the 2nd half is they are getting good gains on 1st down, leaving them only 6 or 7 yards to go on 2nd down, and that's real high percentage, and that's very effective for your offenses to get a good start on the very first play. Now they have 2nd and 7.
21-14 Colonels. Scored after a Blacksburg turnover. 3 receivers to the near side. Sole receiver to the left. That's Gresham, is it not? There's the snap to Hicks. He's rolling near side, going to throw on the run to a spot. Nobody home, incomplete. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7 coming up for William Fleming. Again, 3rd and long. This time your defense has to get that football back.
Senior leadership from DeRay Hicks right there. He had no one open and threw the ball out of bounds. Very smart play, did not take the sack. Rick, I don't really understand why Keith Smith from William Fleming doesn't try to run the football more. You have the lead. You can wind the clock down. I know it's only the 3rd quarter, but they have not. Blacksburg has not stopped Fleming so far this half on any of their running plays.
It's a great point. Sticking to that philosophy. They're going to flank Hicks out of the shotgun. 3 receivers out this time. 2 to the near side. There's the cross buck to Mawan Curtis, and you run that play on 3rd down. Blacksburg said no, sir. Jared Rowland slings him out of bounds across the way. It's 4th down, no gain, as Rowland was all over Mawan Curtis, and the Blacksburg defense does what it had to do with 2:48 to go. They're going to say that his progress was stopped before the young man was taken out of bounds. The clock's rolling on by here.
How many times this year is our defense going to come up big before our offense does something? I mean, they played their hearts out at Graham, and right there they needed to stop, and they got one. They're going to force Fleming to punt from their own 23-yard line. What a good stop by the Blacksburg defense.
Herbie Hypes looks like he's okay down here. They put pressure on the punt. Nice kick by Dempsey. A booming spiral. Going to chase Sales back to the 15, to the 25, and now he's going to turn it up and go down at the 30-yard line. So a decent return, but a terrific kick there by a young man, Dempsey, who kicked, tonight we were told their kicking game not very strong. Coach Smith talked about it, but just the contrary tonight for Troy Dempsey.
He boomed that one. Sales very fortunate to even have an opportunity to return it, but I tell you what Sales did, as soon as he felt that first contact, he put both hands on the football. He does not want to fumble again.
Josh's fumble led to the go-ahead touchdown, 21-14 Fleming. Rick Watson, Jared Hines here with you from Bill Brown Stadium. Chilly, beautiful night here. Feels like autumn has gotten here a few days early. Shotgun for Daniel Smith. 2 receivers out to the right. Make it 3 receivers. 1 to the near side. There's the snap. Heavy pressure from the blind side. Ball knocked away. It's loose. They're going to say an incomplete pass. Blacksburg just got a huge break. They're saying that Daniel Smith had his arm gone, and that's a terrible call. That's a fumble. Fleming should have the football. I know we're the Blacksburg network, but that was a call that Blacksburg should have had go against them. Fortunately for Blacksburg, it's 2nd and 10 at the 31 instead of Fleming 1st down and 10 at the 20.
No argument from Keith Smith on the opposite sideline, but you are exactly right. We were the recipient of a gift right there. Daniel Smith got blindsided. That was a flat-out fumble, and we're going to have 2nd and 10 instead of a Fleming 1st down at the 20.
The Fleming crowd across the way, furious. And again, the officials just missed that one. 2nd down and 10, though. Can Blacksburg take advantage? They're going to straight snap it to Sales, the tailback, and he's going to carry ahead to about the 34-yard line, be knocked down to the 35. Gain of 5, 3rd and 5 coming up. Gresham was there to finish off the ball carrier, along with Priest. Priest played a terrific game here tonight from that strong safety position.
Nice little wrinkle right there. Gets straight snap to Sales, get the ball in his hands. A 5-yard pickup brings up a high percentage 3rd down at least. It's not 3rd and long. You've got a chance here to pick up 5 and get a 1st down and keep the drive alive.
Coach Chris been very creative tonight with his offense, trying all sorts of different formations, different looks.
You have to be when there's so much speed like that facing you on the defense. You have to find ways to get around that.
Out of the eye for 3rd and 5, Jennings and Sales. Fleming's out to the right. Fleming showing blitz, movement up front, no flags. They come after the quarterback, Smith, and he throws it over the head of a wide-open Jennings who would have had the 1st down, running free at the 41. Daniel pumped, and then it's almost like he let go of it too soon, and it went behind the receiver, so Fleming holds. It's 4th down. 1:16 in the quarter, and the Colonels holding on to a 21-14 lead.
Well, they've had a lot of success with Jennings out in the flat tonight, and it was almost like that one was too easy. It's almost like he just tried to finesse it in there instead of just going ahead and throwing it like he usually does, and he threw it over his head. That's a costly mistake.
Now Sales will drop back to his 24 to kick it to the Colonels. No pressure. They're going to kick it away from Curtis. He's going to try to go field it. He does on a hop at the 25 to the 30. 35. Here he goes across the 40 out to the 41. He wanted to catch that so badly he hasn't had a chance really all night to return a kick. So a 59-yard field for William Fleming. Still 65 ticks to go in the 3rd, and they're looking for more here as the Bruins, they do seem to be wearing down just a little bit, this defense, and it's great to see Herbie Hikes back on the field for Blacksburg during this next
Yeah, Herbie's a player, Rick, and I tried to watch him as he came off the field there when he left the game. And I think it was a cramp, and I think they got him stretched out and got him back in the game. This is some of the best starting field position that William Fleming has had all night long as they take over 1st and 10 from almost their 40-yard line.
And they're going to move it back to the 39. These officials have had a tough night here tonight. Let's put it that way. 2 receivers to the near, receiver out to the left. Shotgun again by Hicks. It's a shovel pass. It's going to be caught by Priest at the 40 and takes it out to the 43, gain of 4, 2nd and 6. It was Turley and Howard there combining to make the tackle for Blacksburg. We're under a minute. It's a nifty play. The first time we've seen the shuffle pass there.
I can't say enough about the job that Joe Turley has done at middle linebacker. You know, when you move from weak side linebacker to the middle, your angles change entirely. Your tackling angles, your pursuit angles, and things like that. You're used to having people coming at you as they're running the football. Now they're going away from you most of the time at middle linebacker trying to run off the tackles. He did an excellent job right there of pursuing down the line of scrimmage and making the play.
Turley can just play anywhere on the field for you. He's just a bulldog, no doubt about it. 2nd down. They need 7. And Hicks is going to be sacked. Oh, he gets out of there. Look at Talmadge Flincham. He can't believe it. Look at DeRay Hicks still going. And finally, he's brought down to 35, a loss of 8, and that's going to run out the 3rd quarter. Boy, Flincham's been in a couple times, and both times he's wreaked havoc in the backfield. We've played 3 quarters of football from Bill Brown. Stay tuned, folks. We got an exciting 4th quarter coming up. 21-14 Fleming. We're back with more after this. You're in tune to Bruins football here on WFNR.
Lewis and Clark, great explorers. Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. Would you check out the West for me? Oh, sure. And they take their keelboat up the Missouri. Oh, Buffalo. Then they built Fort Mandan. They're at 1804. Made some friends along the way. I'm Sacagawea. Through the Columbia Gorge.
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
The sweet Pacific Ocean! Yay!
Alongside Jared Hines, I'm Rick Watson. Here we go. 35-yard line for Fleming. 3rd down and 15 after the great pressure, led by number 54, Talmadge Flincham. Hicks are going to be in the gun at the 29.
The importance of this play is beyond mention.
3 receivers to the far, to the near, 2. Here comes Hicks taking the snap. He's looking. He's flushed. He wants to throw it on the run. He does. It's tipped, and it is caught somehow at the 45 of Blacksburg by Ronnie Thompson for a 1st down. They needed 15. They got 20. The ball went through the hands out there of Brandon Hairston. It was tipped and then caught by Thompson.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. They had a flood route over on the right side, on the wide side of the field. The pass was intended for Harrison, went through Harrison's hands, and Thompson just happened to be right behind him and caught it for a Fleming first down.
Mercy. Bad break for the Bruins. They had Hicks running for his life yet again. Out of the gun, first down to Berg, 45. Hicks going to be flush. He's wrapped up, loses the ball. This is a fumble picked up by Turley at the 41. Fourth turnover against Fleming. It was Ray Williams along with Aubrey Grant. So the Bruins create their own opportunities. His defense playing a terrific game. First down, Blacksburg.
And Keith Smith is begging for the incomplete pass call, just like Blacksburg got on Daniel Smith's fumble that was called an incomplete pass. They're not going to get it. Hicks, for the first time tonight, Rick, holds onto the football just a little too long, and it costs him a fumble.
Blacksburg pressure's been consistent, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've been there. Just haven't been able to wrap him up and corral him. And you teach your quarterbacks, once you feel that contact, you have to put the ball away. And he had it held up there like the Statue of Liberty, and it got knocked out of his hand.
42-yard line for the Bruins. Here's their chance to try to get even, down 21-14.
What a big break.
Jennings and Sales split backs behind the quarterback. 5-step drop by Smith. They're going to put Sales out in the flat, and he is hit hard by Priest, out of bounds. Gain of maybe a yard on the play. Donnell Priest, my goodness. We mentioned what a great game he's played from the safety spot. He also has a touchdown catch. Looks like a very advantageous spot for Blacksburg. They're going to give him 2 yards out to the 44, second down and 8.
Well, I mentioned earlier, and we haven't said this on the air, but I think that's a weapon we need to utilize more. Josh Sales is a good pass receiver out of the backfield. Got him out there on a little out pattern, picked up 3 yards.
Clock runs under 11 minutes, 21-14, one possession game for the Bruins. 2 wings on the left side again, split right beside one another. Sales the sole setback. We're trying to run it reverse play. I kill a counter to the right, didn't work. Again, it takes too much time to develop, and that speed is right there waiting on you. And again, how about E.J. Webb tonight? Played a terrific game for Fleming. No gain, third down and 8 forthcoming.
You took the words right out of my mouth. He did not get fooled by the fake. He saw the counter coming back to the weak side, stayed at home, filled the hole. The lineman did a good job of taking on the trap and keeping the blockers out of his face, and he got up in there and made the tackle.
So now the Bruins, can they convert? 2 receivers to each side of the field. Jennings in the backfield with Smith, who's going to be in the shotgun at his 38. 7 defensive backs in the game for Fleming. Smith takes a snap, fires, and it's through the hands of Sales, who had beaten Curtis. Oh, my goodness, across the way on the far sideline. That was a beautiful throw by Smith. Should have been caught. Bottom line, you got to catch that football. And it's 4th down. That would have been a first down by about 2 yards.
Yeah, win or lose, this is going to be a game that Josh Sales would rather forget. He was open. The ball hit him right in the hands. He just didn't get the thumbs together, and it went right through his hands. And now Blacksburg is going to be forced to punt, and the defense has to come back on the field again after another 3 and out.
They have been out there the entire game, it seems, especially here in the second half. And Josh knows he should have had that one. Smith made a perfect throw. Here's the punt by Sales. Knuckleball into the air. Caught here on the near side by Thompson, running to his right. 25-30. He's got a seam. 35-40. And he spins all the way down to the 41-yard line before finally Drumheller puts him down, but not before a 24-yard return by Thompson. And right now, the Fleming players look a lot more fresh. They look like they've got more of pep in their step than the Blacksburg kids.
Well, their offense has been on the field the entire first half, so that defense for Fleming is definitely going to be fresher when they come out, and you can tell that their speed is starting to take a toll against this Blacksburg offense. Good job there, I thought, from Dave Christ of trying to get the ball into the hands of Josh Sales to the pass routing, to the passing game. Sales caught the first one, dropped the second one. Not a bad scheme there from Coach Christ.
Shotgun by Hicks. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near. He's going to keep it at the 40, 45. Uh-oh, here he goes, 50, 45, near sideline, 40, 35, 30, still running. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds back at the 31. Wow, terrific run that time, and it's going to be a pickup of 29 yards by DeRay Hicks. That was the design keeper out of the shotgun.
Ran the option out of the shotgun. He froze right defensive end Nick Green. He faked the pitch and cut right up inside of Nick Green for a big gainer, and luckily we used the boundary as our 12th defender and ran him out of bounds, or that would have been a huge game, maybe a score.
21-14 Colonels, 9:39 to go. Fleming has it. They're going to spot the football at the 33-yard line. Ray Hicks, terrific athlete. Man, oh man.
They'll have to hustle to get this off. He was late getting to the huddle with the play was Hicks.
Things you just can't coach, huh?
Nope.
Speed, decision making. You just kid has it or you don't have it. There's a snap out of the gun. They're going to hand it off to Priest, trying to keep the defense honest, and that's a great play. Boy, you know what? Jared Rowland doing a terrific job here tonight. The 5'9" senior tackles that play ahead for just about 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 from the 31.
Little running play there to keep the Blacksburg defense honest. You can probably guess that Hicks is going to be involved in the next 3 plays as they'll probably go for it on 4th down. They're moving closer to 4-down territory with every play they run. So you can bet that that was just to keep Blacksburg honest, and that we'll see Hicks work his magic right here.
Gresham out in the flat. Look at this. They got 3 guys to the right, and the middle guy is the big 6'4" linebacker who's going to UVA. They're going to hand it off, though, to Priest. Look at Priest bounce it outside of the 30. Still trying to go outside of the corner, and he's got it. 1st down and more. Still running inside the 20. And looks like they're going to mark it at about the 17. It's a gain of 14 yards, and it looks like to me that the Blacksburg kids are finally exhausted this defense trying to chase down these fleet-footed William Fleming, I guess you can say specialty players, huh?
Well, the longer a football game goes on, Rick, the more speed becomes a factor. The defense for Blacksburg has spent so much time on the field. They're tired, they're beaten, fatigue has set in, and that just makes these William Fleming guys seem even that much faster.
Priest, 2 touchdowns tonight, playing a terrific game at safety. Now they're going to line Gresham up again to the near side, 3 receivers, 2 to the right. And Ray Hicks didn't like the formation. He's going to call timeout.
Senior leadership.
Yes,
saw
it
that
is.
He was going to have an illegal formation, and he called timeout.
8:45 to go. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll come back. 21-14. Fleming driving for more. We'll be back. You're tuned to Bruins football on WFNR.
Can you pass the salt, Dad?
Salt is to pepper as gregarious is to...
Oh, no, not more SAT questions.
In ancient Rome, salt was a form of currency. True or false?
False.
True.
Son, can you locate sodium?
Or chloride?
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
You have 3.5 grams of salt and a 5-gram slug. What's the rate of shrivel?
Alongside Jared Hines, I'm Rick Watson. Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Crowd been very quiet here in the second half. Bruins down by 7. Fleming driving for more. They've got a 1st down at the Blacksburg 17.
Von Phipps pleading with that defense. One more time, guys. One more time. One more hold.
Shotgun. 2 backs flanking the quarterback to hand it off to Nawan Curtis. And he's going to chug it ahead near the 14-yard line for a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7.
That was Turley slashing in there, hitting his ankles. Again, playing an excellent middle linebacker tonight for Blacksburg. Good vision for a short guy back there. I mean, Turley only stands 5'7", and he's in the middle, and there's some tall guys in front of him. And he's been able to close down these running lanes pretty effectively.
Just a terrific player. Joe Turley gives you everything he's got every play. Fleming very methodically now, working some clock. We approach 8 minutes. 2nd down and 7.
Look for that
on the
counter.
14. Yep. Straight handoff to Priest, letting him create. He's going to carry it near the 10. He's got 4 more. 3rd down and 3 coming up. Blacksburg defense trying to stiffen. Again, they don't have a very successful kicking game. Ray Williams, Herbie Hypes in on the stop for Blacksburg.
Well, 2 plays to get 4 yards here for Fleming. That was a straight kick out right at Nick Green. We did a good job of holding our ground there. Von Phipps is going to take a timeout and try to set something up to stop Fleming.
7:38 to go. We'll keep it here. The bad news is you only have 1 timeout remaining if you're Blacksburg. If you get into a situation where you have to try to save some time, only 1 timeout to go.
Well, it's not like Fleming hasn't made enough mistakes that we could have capitalized on tonight, and we were just praying for another one right here. They've shot themselves in the foot several times tonight, and we only have 14 points to show for it, and this defense is going to have to come up with some kind of wrinkle here to stop a potent Fleming attack that's just picking up more momentum as they go along here in the 4th quarter.
Don't forget that you can watch replays of every Blacksburg home game on Channel 2, WTOB in Blacksburg, this Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Also next Monday, you can watch this game at 7 o'clock, every Monday and Wednesday. Titans football. Of course, usually they play on Friday,
right?
So they can schedule it that way.
Yeah.
I even made sure you couldn't keep the same schedule.
2 big plays here for Blacksburg as Fleming has 3rd and a long 4. Ball spotted at about the 12-yard line. They're in 4-down territory.
No doubt about it. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the near. Hicks out of the gun from the 17. Takes the snap. Early in on him. He fires near side. It's caught for a first down. That was number 4, Javante Ashford, making a big catch. And again, you got DeRay Hicks with number 20 for Blacksburg. Joe Turley just coming right at him like a torpedo. Stands, throws his football, takes the big hit, and he gets a first down and goal at the 2.
Experience, athleticism, savvy, field generalship. He has single-handedly kept his team in control tonight. And Rick, he also had a turnover. He had a fumble, and he could have hung his head and gotten down about that, but he's led his team right back down the field here. They have a 1st and goal from the 2.
Well, I'd be surprised if anybody other than number 2, Donnell Priest, who's going for his 3rd touchdown, his 2nd touchdown run. Well, I'll tell you what, how about if you just let Hicks keep it? He on the keeper, touchdown. I thought he got the ball crossed. 2-yard touchdown run by DeRay Hicks. He's thrown for 1. Check that, he's thrown for 2. He now runs for 1. And it's 6:44 left. Blacksburg down a couple touchdowns, and boy, they got their work cut out for him now.
He didn't go straight over center like your normal, your conventional quarterback sneak. He let the center block down. He took a step back and went to the center's right and got in.
Just a worn-out defense, too.
Yeah.
So it's a good play call by Coach Smith. Just calmly sit there and let your guy do his thing. And now here's Dempsey for his 4th conversion attempt of the night out of the hole by Hicks. Low snap, Hicks gets it up, and it's good.
We're going to see a drastic change in the time of possession stat at the end of this football game.
28-14. We'll take a break, come back for the kick. It's all Fleming. You're in tune to Bruins football here on WSNR.
You know, Clarence, you and I should hang out more often. You know, he wears these cheap suits, but they look good on him.
So she says, why lobster?
You never know when a colon polyp is going to show up.
Aunt Ethel, you've been ducking me since '99 at St. Mary's. You
Get
owe
the
me a
polyp
pie.
early and stop colon cancer before it starts.
Do I look fat in this?
Don't wait for symptoms. Get the test. Get the polyp.
They love me. They want me here, don't you? Come on.
Get the cure.
These are my peeps.
William Fleming, 28-14. They have scored 21 consecutive points. They were down 14-7 in the first quarter, and Blacksburg's been shut out since. And Fleming has added 3 touchdowns, and now Dempsey going to kick it back to the Bruins. It's been the DeRay Hicks, Donnell Priest show here tonight.
Total domination by the Colonels in the second half. That's about as plain as we can put it.
The offense been on the field a long time. There's a low line drive that's going to go out of bounds. So a mistake by Fleming. Blacksburg gets a bit of a break.
Now, do you have to take that to 35? Is that mandatory?
I think in high school ball it is mandatory. I'm not real sure on that. Most of the time I've seen them do it, though, so I believe they will take the penalty. Blacksburg's got decent field position, but now you've got to step up your intensity a little bit and get up and down the field because you have 6:44. You're down 2 touchdowns, only 1 timeout.
Now you have become basically a one-dimensional offense against a very good Fleming, very fast Fleming defense. They can kind of sit back and play the pass and rush the passer, and this does not bode well for the Blacksburg offense.
This is when you play defense, you can just lay your ears back too, take some chances and have some fun. Blacksburg, 3 receivers out to the near side, receiver out to the left to Salvo. Shotgun by the quarterback Smith. Takes the snap, looking to throw it deep. He's flush, going to throw it near side, nowhere near Sales. And boy, Smith took a big hit trailing the play by Eric Simon, junior defensive end.
Yeah,
second down and 10. He took a beating right there.
Jersey has a lot of grass stains on it. He's going to be feeling the effects tomorrow in class. He spent a lot of time on the ground tonight. We haven't mentioned it, but almost every time Daniel Smith throws the football, he winds up on the turf.
Well, that's the big man Simon at 250 hitting quarterback Smith at 157. So you do the math.
Right. It's all about physics.
I'll let you handle the physics, all right?
Okay.
I'm having enough problems with the directions.
Right.
As we did against the Giles Spartans. But we're good now, right? We know what Northwest and Southeast is.
Fleming with 7 guys in coverage.
It was a nice throw and catch. Smith to DeSalvo, but it only picks up a couple yards out to the 37. We'll spot it at the 38. So it's 3rd down and 7 coming up. for Blacksburg. You just needed something positive. There it was, 6:23. And let me ask you, Jared, if you don't get the first down here, is it 2-down territory?
Yeah, I think it is. It's exactly what I was getting ready to say. As funky as this game has been, you never know what might happen. You have to get the first score, and then you worry about the onside kick and you let fate take its course. But you have to get the first score. You have to pick up the first down right here. I think you're definitely in 4-down territory.
Clemens to the near side. The sole receiver going to line up in the eye. And Smith going to roll out, throw it near side, and there's the fullback. It's caught, and Jennings has a first down across the 45 to the 47-yard line. They needed 7. They got 9. Beautiful throw and catch that time, and there's the play that's been very successful. It's a terrific game by Robert Jennings catching passes.
We have run that play at will, and their linebackers just have not been able to get the right angle on Jennings coming out of the backfield. Been very successful tonight. You know, Josh Sales has been basically non-existent on this offense in the second half, and that's really hurt the Blacksburg Bruins. He had that costly fumble. He dropped a pass that was thrown to him that would have been a first down. He's really just not been a factor for us in the second half.
5:49 to go. Still plenty of time for the Bruins. Out of the eye they'll work. They'll hand it off to Sales. He's stacked up at the line, going to bounce off and nowhere to go because there's just too much speed. Again, Gresham hit him first. That gives his teammates time to come up and finish him off, and that time it was Isaiah Gears. He had some help from E.J. Webb again, and they're going to lose a yard. 2nd down and 11 back at the 46-yard line.
Looked like a straight handoff to try to keep William Fleming honest, maybe thinking they were back on their heels playing for pass. Sales met right at the line of scrimmage, going to lose a yard on the play. 2nd and 11, the ball is placed on the right hash, 46-yard line of Blacksburg.
Need a little bit more sense of urgency here. Guys are taking their time getting down their stances. We approach 5 minutes. Receiver to each side. There's the snap out of the gun. Smith's going to loft it far side, and the receiver falls down again. What is going on with these receivers? We've seen that quite a bit tonight. Matthews slips across the way. Pass is a little short. 3rd down and 11.
They're having trouble coming out of their breaks. It looks like they're rounding off their breaks instead of making that plant with the right foot and cutting to the out. Matthews falls down. He was open as well.
Think the time off causes that? 16 days, you think?
I don't know. You would think the time off would help that. Would give you some time to work on fundamentals and things like that. I don't know.
3rd down and 11 from the 46. 4 receivers. 2 receivers to each side. Smith at the 38 takes the gun. He wants to look down the middle of the field, and Priest dropped a surefire interception at the 45 of Blacksburg. He can't believe it. It would have been his 2nd of the night, and now you're looking at 4th down and 11, and it looks like Coach Chris is going to send out the punting unit with 4:59 to go. As again, Smith had plenty of time. He just threw it to the wrong jersey.
Priest dropped a surefire touchdown right there, Rick. He picked that off. There was nobody to tackle him but Coach Christ, and he's not allowed to play. He'd have headed down the sideline for 6 right there.
Yeah, he'd have cut that back to the right. You're exactly right. And maybe that's why he couldn't hang on. He saw the gap that he had. Now going back deep to receive this kick will be Thompson. Sales will boot it out of there, and it's end over end. Thompson has it at the 20. Sidesteps a defender at the 25, and he's going to carry ahead to the 27-yard line where he's going to be tackled. Nice job there by Andrew Bibbins with 4:47 to go. 28-14, William Fleming, and now they can just try to eat up some time. Remember, Blacksburg can only stop the clock once. They have 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, 1 first down will end it here for Blacksburg. Am I the only one? I think that's what Von Phipps is saying. Am I the only one that saw Thompson give a fair catch signal and then run with the football? He waved his arm as to call for a fair catch and then ran with the football. And Von Phipps is kind of upset over here, wants an explanation, and he's probably not going to get one.
Doesn't look like it. Bruins in danger of falling to 1-2. Fleming getting retribution on the road. They had to move this game from their home stadium. It doesn't look like it's going to cost them a victory. Here's a quick toss to Priest, and there he goes. 40, 45. He's gone far sideline. 40, 35, 30.
Sales.
Tackled near the 25. Sales saved the touchdown. My goodness gracious. 41, 46-yard run that time by Donnell Priest.
Now, one of the things that you don't want to do here, and I know the defense has spent a lot of time on the field, you just can't quit. You want to make this game look as good as it can cosmetically. So when you go back next week, you say, hey, we only lost 28-14 against a really, really good Fleming team, and we didn't quit. But if you quit right here, it's kind of all for nothing, you know. If you give up and you let them take one in the end zone and don't play hard for the entire game, you're not getting yourself in game shape, for one, if you just let up right here and just give up.
Well, Josh Sales certainly did not give up that time. My goodness, he chased down maybe the fastest player on the field.
He showed some speed on that play, that's for sure.
There's a handoff, a counter play up the middle. It's going to be taken by Josh Lawton. Gain of a couple. Herbie Hypes on the tackle, 2nd down and 8.
Looks like Fleming going to be content to run the football. Smart decision by Keith Smith, coach for William Fleming. He knows that Blacksburg's going to have a tough time not only stopping them, but stopping the clock as well. And look at Hicks, Rick. He's just eating up every second of the play clock that he can. He's just now calling the play in the huddle, showing that senior leadership. He has been the general, the colonel for this team tonight.
He really has. He and Dwayne Priest, I'll tell you what, they have gotten it done. Offset I formation, 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard pickup by the fullback. It's going to be a handoff and new ball carrier for left tackle. Nice yardage for Jerome Fleming inside the 20 to about the 19, gain of 5. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. And we have a Bruins player injured. Once again, it's Herbie Hypes.
I think Herbie's just the victim of some cramps.
He's cramped out tonight, you're right. I mean, now he's going to have to come off the field because he stayed on the field long enough for the officials to stop play, so he's going to come on out of here.
And just for our listening audience, Herbie Hypes would play with one leg if he could. He's not the type of kid that just comes out of his own free will. So if he comes out of the game, something is wrong with him.
Ball is at the 19-yard line for William Fleming. 2 receivers to the near side. 3:04, 3:03, precious seconds ticking away. 28-14. Here's Priest, and he's going to be brought down by Turley. Nice tackle. 2-yard loss. It's 4th down, and now 6. And Fleming will hang on to the football. They're going to win to go to 2-1. The Bruins are going to fall to 1-2 with another week off. And again, you just can't get that flow. And coaches may not say it's a factor, but I tell you what, the way this schedule's playing out, there's just no way you can get a football team. I ain't mentally prepared to come out here because you don't know when you're going to play. You have another off week coming up. I think that's trouble. I think it works in reverse against you as opposed to being good that you're going to be fresh at the start of the season.
Yeah, well, both teams are out of their normal routine today. One player that's going to grade out good tomorrow on film, I think, is Joe Turley there, Rick. He's done a good job in their middle linebacker.
Yes, he has. Play action. Hicks down the middle. Gresham's got it for the touchdown. The big man who going to UVA, catches it from 20 yards out, runs it into the end zone. Again, another dead-on throw by Hicks. And it's 34-14.
I'll tell you something. It's plays like that that stick in the craw of opposing coaches. Fleming had this game in hand. Blacksburg only had 1 timeout left. They were running the clock out with their running game, and they up and throw a play-action pass to a defensive player just so he can get a touchdown. Dave Crystal filed that one away for future reference. You better believe that.
35-14, and now Hicks will hold it for Dempsey, and it's good. We'll take a break. 2:06 left, 35-14. William Fleming dominating things here tonight from Bill Brown Stadium. You're in tune to Bruins football here on WFNR.
Second team, respond to male subject, difficulty breathing, chest pain.
Your neighbors helped save a life last night. Be a volunteer. You can help save a life. You provide the time, we'll provide the training. To learn more, call the Blacksburg Rescue Squad at 961-1189.
Well, it's the power of William Fleming here tonight, huh? Colonels have dominated the second half, and they've broken open what was a 14-14 game, and they lead at 35-14. 28 unanswered points by the Colonels. Here's the kick back to Sales and the Bruins. He's going to fight ahead across the 25 and still go. Squirt through a hole to 30 and take it all the way out to the 35. Ball comes loose, and it's out of bounds across the way. I believe Blacksburg has recovered. Yes, they have. They're going to spot it at the 36-yard line with 1:57 left. The Bruins will be very disappointed, I'm sure. Jared High is going to go down to talk with Coach Chris. Blacksburg started out with a nice win against Giles, and they're going to lose their second straight game here tonight. 16 days in between their last appearance at Mitchell Stadium in Bluefield. Now you have this weekend off. So basically, you have 12 more days off before your next contest. On the road yet again against Lord Botetourt. There's a handoff straight up the middle to Kevin Gregory. He's knocked down the line of scrimmage for no gain. Tackle was made by Gordon Harris. For William Fleming, minute 45 left, and the Bruins have seen the Colonels again score 28 straight points after they led at one point, 14-7 in that first quarter. Minute and a half to go, and Coach Chris looks like he's just going to be content to allow the clock to run out here. New quarterback into the game for Blacksburg. There's the snap. There's a handoff over right tackle. And again, it's Gregory for a couple more yards straight ahead. John Cook is taking the snaps now for the Bruins. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 140 pounds. 3rd down and 7 coming up. We've hit the 1 minute plateau here tonight from Bill Brown Stadium. And don't forget, you want to replay this game Wednesday at 3 on Channel 2, WTOB, here in Blacksburg. William Fleming, 3 straight road games to start the season. Going to go back home, 2-1. We're in the home unis here tonight, and they've acted like they were the home team. They've been much more comfortable. Here's Gregory getting the corner on the left side, and he's got a first down across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Gain of 8, a first down with 33 seconds. Nice run there by Gregory, doing a good job. But it's going to be too little and much too late for the Bruins as they're going to fall to 1-2. We'll be back on there with you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Friday. Last Friday. So we're looking forward to actually playing on Friday night again. Lord Botetourt. Be on the air at 7 o'clock, 7:30 the kick for the Bruins and the Cavaliers from Daleville. I formation again. Cook under center. Going to hand it off. Gregory between the tackles, cut down the line of scrimmage. And I believe that's going to do it with 25 seconds. No, the ball came out, a fumble, and Fleming has it. Change of possession on the fumble. If I'm not mistaken, the 5th turnover for Blacksburg here tonight. Yikes. Ball will be down at the 47. 26 seconds to go. Fleming will snap it once. This one will be in the books. Great effort tonight by the Colonels. I'll tell you what, the Blacksburg kids played hard. They just didn't have enough to try to reverse the fortunes once they fell behind in this football game. And the second half has belonged to the Colonels. One more play, and this one will be official here tonight from Bill Brown Stadium. Coming up on the post game, we'll hear from Coach Chris, run you down all the numbers, name our Hardy's player of the game as well for Blacksburg. So the Colonels will come out, snap it one more time, and that's going to do it. As they hand it off up the middle, and the ball is carried ahead for about 5 yards by a new ball carrier, Isaiah Logan. And that's going to do it. Blacksburg loses here tonight by a score of 35-14 to the William Fleming Colonels. We will take a break. We will come back. And we'll get Jared Hines' conversation with head coach Dave Christ after this. Again, our final score, 35-14. The postgame show begins after this here on WFM.